Hey,
What it
how's
do?
it
What
going,
it do? What it
everybody?
motherfucking do?
Welcome to Neon Night City Lights, the actual play Cyberpunk Red stream, where we do shit, and the only show on this entire channel that started the channel that is now coming to an end, and I'm getting a little emotional about that
The only
actually,
show on the
low
channel
key,
with
It's
neon in
it's
it.
kind of wild actually now thinking about it. This was
right?
this show birthed the Neon
This
Lights
is what
roleplay
started
concept.
yeah.
And now we're bringing it to its conclusion.
Now it's dying.
We built a crazy stories here so far, and we'll talk about that I hope in the aftermath. But I'm excited, guys. I'm super hyped.
But anyways, my name is Tate Washburn.
That's who you
I am
are.
running this game. I'm yeah, I'm everyone that these three are not, and then I'd like in overlay order for my players to introduce themselves.
Listen, folks. If you don't know by now, then you should already know who it is. It's Young Foxy, aka Big Foxy, also known as your current, running and only, favorite Fox. Today I'll be playing Fox the Fixer, soon to be mayor of South Night City, assuming everything runs well, and I don't get my ass blasted. But beyond that, and hoping for the best situations possible, I'm gonna pass it over to my dear mother, Lynx.
Hey guys, Michelle. I'm playing Lynx, our netrunner here. Also, surrogate mom to Fox,
Nah.
who's also hopefully, well, wow, okay, Fox, please don't die.
I make no immediate promises.
Uh-huh, sure, right. Alright, well, anywho, I'm gonna pass it off to, Doc here.
Hi. I'm Landon Dan. I play Doc, the medtech, and the really feels like the only sensible one in the group.
Ouch!
But what fun is being sensible when everyone's part robot?
You know, that's reasonable.
I can't even argue against that one.
Why be
need
sensible when you
one.
can be fashionable?
But you need one. You gotta have the straight man for the funny man. It's how this
Yeah.
sort of thing works.
I'm the double D of the group.
And Fox
And
is a
Fox
lot of
is
things,
Eddie.
definitely not straight.
Hey.
Hey.
Anyways, yeah.
And I guess
So
that makes
y'all
Lynx bad.
are. Dion
That's
is
kinda where it
Ed.
falls apart.
Dion is Ed.
Definitely. Dion's definitely Ed. You two combined
Anyways.
make double D.
You share the brain cell.
Exactly.
It passes between you.
We split.
Anyways, yeah. So, do any of my players want to talk about what happened last time, or shall I?
I can take the reins. I feel like I usually put the weight of this on y'all for Seven Sons, so I'll try to take it. Last session, the party began their final preparations for what they knew would be the penultimate raid on the robot facility, where the AI copy of Elon Musk was prepping his robots for a nefarious plan that I'm still 100% certain was a mom robot setup. I'm just saying. Any case, after talking through things, a long conversation that maybe got a bit heated between Fox and Lynx about what to do with Reyna and Jess in the aftermath of all this, the party split to go reconcile and work on some things. Doc reunited with his family after such a long time. They finally got to get together and talk, which was a beautiful, beautiful moment. Fox bought and checked on some things, as well as finally got an answer on his proposal from Red, literally, the answer being a yes. They all met at Fox's new pad, along with meeting his new waitstaff, Victoria, who happened to inform him and the rest of some very juicy gossip around Jonathan Stinkminer. Turns out he probably killed his son. So, with that knowledge kept safe, Fox headed off to a rally, his last rally before the election, while the rest decided to raid the facility with Fox's Maori fam. The raid was intense, but with the combined efforts of Doc and the raiders on the ground, and Lynx, Oryx, and a assisted hacker named Tyler, they managed to thwart off the threat of the AI Elon Musk and shut down the facility while gathering some pretty juicy gossip in the process. However, as we pan back to the rally, Stinkminer played his final trump card, revealing the station to have been compromised and a bunch of the robots to have been, well, hacked by Hugo, the Golden Ager who was playing the Joker, who it turns out Stinkminer had kidnapped and basically set up for all of this, but clearly making it seem like someone who Fox is associated with is dangerous and doing all this, and is also clearly waiting to clearly let these robots murder Fox. But his signal blocker, which is also the only thing keeping them from attacking him, is also the thing keeping Lynx and Doc from contacting him currently. And that's kind of where we are right now.
Yep. To be clear, it is not just gossip that Lynx found, but some pretty hard evidence, like some really well-defined and verifiable.
That
like, call
motherfucker did
records
that shit.
and
Is what the point is.
Mention.
Yep.
Some
Yeah.
real damning evidence. Also, definitely, it's Fox that has the signal blocker. I just want to make that clear for audience.
Yep, I got
was not
it.
clear when you said it. So yeah, actually, what I'd like to pick up then is Lynx. You have just sort of found this evidence, and I assume you're just sort of like maybe wiping up or cleaning out the whole like operation, all like the digital infrastructure to make these robot facilities work. It's however you want to be doing that, but your not really friend, but the person hired to help you, Tyler, has already signed out. I think that they just had a quick like, well, that was my job, and I'm going to go back and collect my the second half of my payment. And like looks around at this very odd digital space that has been manipulated this much, and like the level of danger that they have been in. They're like, yeah, I'll call you if I want another job, and then logs off.
Motherfucker said, don't talk to me ever again. Please.
Yeah.
Motherfucker said, lose my number.
You can see their in-person body, which is like in, one of those like sleek armor jack suits that is like for like real stealthy professionals. Also definitely hides like any sort of identifiable information about this person because it's just top to toe pure suit. You can't tell their body type, their gender, their ethnicity, nothing. They have a voice changer on, all of that. You can see their real world body just like give you a salute and then just walk off. So it's you and Oryx in this space, in just this moment after you have defeated AI Elon Musk, or at least pushed him away, and you have a choice. It looks like a door. It's really just a sort of identifier as to where in the many twisting parts of the servers that are in the old net that AI Elon Musk has run to. Oryx has looked at it, and the last thing that he said before we ended is, I think he's run to ground back to his own servers. What do you want to do?
Well, Lynx is gonna shake her head, just like, we're probably not gonna get any better chance of this, but I don't want to risk you or Kit. Bro, I have a favor to ask. And
Yeah?
what I do next is going to depend on if you can do it or not. I'm not sure if you know this, but the whole reason we've been, doing this is to catch Dinkmeaner, get his
Yeah.
crimes, plastered all over the net, get Fox the mayorship. But I'm worried. It's a bit too quiet. That Stinkmeaner's pretty smart.
Yeah, I'd be worried too, honestly. Oryx looks like a little sheepish. It's like, I had a backup plan if all this went south. And he holds out this like construct of code. It's like, it's embarrassing, but if anything happened to you and you were hurt and dying, I had this to try and make a AI copy of you. I know it wouldn't really be you, but it'd be like kind of. And I was never gonna do it without your permission. It was more of a last resort. But I'd rather not use it if I don't have to. It wasn't a pleasant experience for me. I'd rather keep you around, and I'd rather keep your friends in one piece, in like meat space, as much as you don't like it. So, yeah, anything you need me to do to help Fox. If you care about him, I care about him.
Okay.
He's also a pretty good guy.
Yeah. Well, I did my best, I guess. Glad you think he's a...
He gets a little service, just serious, like, hey, you had to help raise him, but you also grew up with him. You did your best is more than enough. All right?
Yeah.
You act like his mom, but you're really more like siblings. We are more like siblings.
Yeah. And I want to have his back here, but also gotta have your back too.
He goes, how about this? I can hack whatever you need me to hack. Uh, don't tell Spire, but I've definitely already accessed his drone network before he told you about it, actually.
Lynx is like, just zip. Tossed out the key.
So I can get into whatever I need to get into. I can also use the old net, so you tell me the plan, and I'll do that as quick as I can and come back and help you if... Points to the door, if that's where you're going.
Okay. Okay. Alright. If you can, you know
Mhm.
Doc? I
Yeah.
trust him. We need to get Doc to the venue, to the rally venue, as soon as possible, and I have a plan. I think if we can control, if we can easily control the traffic lights over here, so we can give them
Easy.
straight away, straight
Honestly,
to...
most of them aren't even on. I can just turn some on to block streets.
Yeah.
At least between here and Night City, and South Night City, excuse me.
Yeah. Because there's no way I can get there fast enough, at least not in person. So, once they're there, or even before they're there, I need you to plaster this evidence all over the neon lights buildings surrounding, like, just all the buildings surrounding the venue. Kit has it's got a signal blocker, and we have a signal to get him to break it. I don't know if there's definitely gonna be robots there, which is why I don't want him to get, I can't let him get hit. So when Doc gets there, I need you to post this signal, or talk with Doc if he says no. But when he gets there, I need you to post this signal and put up this evidence.
Yeah. I can do that.
Okay.
He just sort of looks at you and... Good luck, I guess.
Yeah. All right.
And yeah, he phases out. He sort of gets out of this space, but you know he has the ability to just go through all the old net pretty much unassailed, unlike you. And yeah, there's a door in front of you, and I assume you step through it.
Yeah.
All right. Moving to Doc, you have just made it out of this robot facility that is kind of like you and all of these other fighters have just sort of placed a bunch of explosives around and really decided, yeah, we're not going to let this thing be able to function in case someone comes back, at least for a bit. You maybe take note of who's injured and you're collecting them. It's right as you get outside of the building, you're in the old combat zone, and there's still quite a lot of like hologram stuff marking buildings. People still live here and advertise like their services or whatnot. One place that sells, you think, hot dogs. They're hot dog shaped. They're probably made out of kibble. So hot dogs are already kind of difficult to know what they were made of beforehand. But there's a holographic sign that is showing like a mascot of some kind that fizzes out, and then Oryx is in its place. He's like, Doc, I'm gonna help you get back to the rally. Lynx is worried about Fox.
He's not the only one. We've been set up. That
Like, shit, yeah?
Huh?
He said, yeah?
That bastard stink meter kidnapped one of my patients. One of the Golden Agers named Hugo. He looks like the Joker, you know, the old comic book character. I think he's going to frame him. I think he's going to frame him for an attack, and then use Fox's connection and use our connection to them to undermine Volpo. We need to warn him.
With the signal blocker, All right. Link's had a great idea. I'm going to manipulate all the lights between here and there. I need you to get on whatever the fastest vehicle is around here and get there as quick as possible.
Good thing I came here with a bunch of nomads then. Let's see how fast we can
go. The one that's been sort of the face of the organization of these guys, the negotiator, whose name I definitely remember.
Hiki, my cousin.
Iki, right?
Yep, that's my boy.
Yeah, so he sort of hears this going on. He's like, don't know who this AI person is. Or I guess he'd just be like, I don't know who this hacker person is. He doesn't know he's an AI. It's like, but I got a bike. You want to jump on?
Let's do it.
Everyone else is going to be slower. And so yeah, it's like a bullet bike. You're kind of much taller than this kid. So you kind of have to just like behind him looming the whole way. But it's like, all right, let's do it. And he starts flying off towards this rally.
Oh boy.
And then lastly, and we're going to move the map over to this.
All right.
Fox, a bunch of stuff just happened. Like, a bunch of stuff. And
Yep.
I'm going to say for now, don't move the overlay to map because it's not super important.
Yep.
But so behind you, behind a fence, the curtain has dropped and there are, how many different, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 8 robots that are like, supposed to be red. You can tell they're supposed to be red, but they've been painted like green and purple. There's also like a line of some robots behind them that are still red. And there's like 5 or 6 heavily armed security guys who are definitely dead and bleeding. The Joker guy, Hugo, who looks like he is bleeding, but maybe still moving around. Immediately behind you on your side of the fence, Mariah is looking quite, you would say, peeved might be the word. She looks almost more annoyed that this is happening.
Yep.
Stink Miner is right next to you, and there are 1 agent to your left, or I guess 1 agent to your right if you're looking at this place, and a bunch to your left. And Stink Miner is just, what's this? And actually, because this is kind of combat, but not really, I would love for you to roll me some initiative.
I'll do it right now.
Although let me get that initiative tracker though, that I have to remember where it is.
Click my token.
And I have to.
Hiya.
And
I rolled poorly.
do you want to roll that again because I cleared it just after you rolled?
Yes. Clearly, I'll roll it again. I rolled a lot better.
16. All right.
Whew.
Well, Stink Miner didn't do so well.
Get fucked.
And I'm gonna do something real quick.
God damn it.
You two, Lynx and Doc, you are not on the map, but I'm going to just sort of put you on the side here so that I can have you also have initiative. You two can do that.
Where are we? Oh, wait, that's not... Oh, there we are.
All right.
Gonna wait for Doc real quick, but you definitely are going first, Fox. So while he no, you're fine. So while he's figuring that out, Fox, the last thing that happened was he revealed that, and you can see that Stink Miner is about to continue to orate, but you have a chance to say something beforehand because you're just much faster than him.
Oh no. Oh, forgetting initiative is always red.
Yeah, you know what? So Fox will kind of just interject and just... Excuse me. If we could just take a moment to make sure that everyone here is safe before we continue this charade of ours. And he'll kind of just look back at the guards of his on the left and just indicate...
Yeah?
Mayor, if you wouldn't mind lending your personnel just to secure the scene first, please. There's active danger here.
Now, I guess the question is, you can use persuasion or deception or the skills that are like that at this point. Because this is an actual threat that maybe you do want him to do this, so I'll let you pick between those.
Persuasion. For a 19.
19.
A 19 if I rolled a 3.
All right. Oh, come on. Sometimes I forget to add a space and it doesn't work well.
Wah.
Well, wouldn't have made it. I hit equals for some reason. All right.
0, 6,
So yeah, you can see Stinkminer, like, as you say, he's like, ah, and then he looks at the crowd, and the crowd looks extremely worried. All their technology really isn't working the way it should to, like, be streaming this, and a bunch of robots are there, and the robots, while they're not doing anything, are not, like, frozen. They're kind of, like, idly at attention. And he realizes the crowd would not accept his excuse. He's like, fine. And yeah, he puts 2 sort of in front of the stage, and the rest start moving out this way. You also notice that Mariah has actually gotten up on the stage and is standing like next to the guard that's like on your side of the stage.
Yep.
And she's like she's not aggressive with him, but you can tell that she has placed an elbow like basically right in his side, and this guy doesn't have his gun drawn and looks like kind of nervous. Probably
break your
knows
whole
who
shit,
she is
bro.
and what she can do.
She gonna crack your whole shit open, dog. Don't even do it. Yeah, I'll just step slightly closer to Stinkminer as if feigning concern. Just, just thank you so much, Mayor, for your assistance. And just, as I'm closing in the distance, just say, playing our cards early, aren't we? I brought a few of my own, though.
I would like you to roll deception, but this isn't against someone. This is just a flat DV, so
Deception is not a skill.
or whatever. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Persuasion.
We play the dragon game too much,
That's
unfortunately.
a 22.
Yeah, what a bad dragon.
Yee.
Stop. Bad.
What?
Bad.
What?
It is bad.
I heard that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Bad dragon game.
Do you disagree?
Michelle, don't enable them.
Anyways, yeah, this is extremely high. You are 100% confident no one in like the crowd realizes exactly what you're doing,
Nice.
and I think Stinkminer is going to respond when it's his turn, because that's going to be the end of that.
I'll let him have his turn. Go ahead, Doc.
Doc, you are more familiar with this side of town, so the DV is going to be... Yeah, you're holding on for dear life, and we're going to see what other checks you have to do based on this first one, but you are going to be more familiar with this area, so the difficulty value is lower for you when you roll Streetwise to plan this route. But if you don't like how good your Streetwise is, you can rely on Iki's, who is higher, but he has a higher number to hit.
Okay. Well, there's no shame in trying a roll if I can find the roll.
Streetwise should be over in your conversation, your social skills.
Social skills.
Yeah.
Streetwise. Here we go. I have no buffs to that at all. Oh boy.
Uh-oh.
That's with a 7. I think we should leave it to Iki.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say, but anyways. So yeah, you plan a route, and you like, this is the most direct route because you're familiar. It's as you are flying down this street, Iki takes a hard turn, and there is a almost immediately obvious to you, and you have to quickly let him know. There's a trap up ahead. You can see these dumpsters that are made that a bike can weave through them, but you know for sure that there's some jigsaws that have like a tripwire or something, because this is a classic jigsaw setup that you have forgotten. Oh no, this is jigsaw territory. But there's not really time to turn around. If you want to turn around, it's going to be basically a turn where you didn't get closer, or Iki can try and do a complicated bike maneuver and you have to hold on.
What's the hold on skill? Do I have to roll a grapple check? Oh wait, that's not a
Yeah.
Fucking grapple check.
That's unfortunate.
I'm gonna say-
Skill.
Yep, it is not. I'm gonna say either athletics, or if you want to try and like do the maneuver with him, it will be vehicle, drive land vehicle.
I'm gonna guess you're bad at both of those.
How did you know?
The look on your face told me.
If there's another skill you think can justify hold on to motorcycle that's going to do some shit, you can let me know.
I
Try
don't think I have
shoulder
any
fire.
good physical skill.
You can always try
Shoulder
brawling or
arms.
something if you have brawling.
If you,
I'm grabbing
if
onto
you
his
want
shoulders
to
with
try
my
and
arms.
If you want to try and describe to me what you do
Evasion.
with your rifle to clear this, you know what? You know what? I think I will take evasion, but this is you actively, like leaning in and out. So if you roll poorly, it's going to hurt his roll. You do have luck points if you want to use them. That's right.
I do have luck points. I'm gonna use them. This is a +1.
We fuck with those.
Much better.
19.
19.
19.
Yeah, you actually like see exactly what he's gonna do as he does it, and you help him lean in. Iki like curves hard right to one side where this dumpster has a bunch of like random sort of junk in front of it, including like parts of a car door. Then he does a wheelie. You have to like you barely manage to hold on, and he just like pops over the side of the dumpster. And as you drive away, you see several jigsaws come out like, oh, come on, like they were expecting you to go the way they wanted and set a tripwire off.
Okay,
And
let's
you just
be
said,
honest.
nah.
Let's be honest. At least one or two of them is like, damn, that was cool as fuck. Holy shit.
Yeah, I'm sure. Like one or two of them was like, ooh, that's cool.
Fuck, that was
yeah.
badass. Yeah.
Not a good time, gente.
Yeah, we're saving this whole section of the city. You'll take us later. Anyways, Lynx.
Oh shit. Oh
You-
shit.
So first, you take this door, and again, it's more like a direct address. And when you sort of travel through the old net to a direct address, it's kind of like super speeding a very specific path. And so for an instant, you see this old net architecture that was made to be in VR. Like, they didn't do augmented reality like now. It was a full dive thing. And so it's like another city. It's like Night City, but made without respect to gravity and big and dramatic, but also now old and decayed. There's parts that are glitching out, and you only see it for a second. You also see some of the many hunter-killer AI that have proliferated here that are not really AI, and their only goal in life is to attack net runners. But thankfully, you move fast enough and don't run into any problems, and you end up in a room. You can quickly sort of get where you are, like, physically, or I guess where this server is, and you realize that the server's in a part of the city you probably never would have guessed. It's in the executive zone. It's in one of their it's in like a really nice house that you don't know who this person is, whose house it is, but someone has bought a really, really nice house and just like carved every living room out and put many, many stacks of servers. Like the whole thing.
Could have just paid someone to do that for him.
I mean, you
Yeah.
assume he does because he's an AI. He doesn't have a physical body, but you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know that has nothing to do with the net architecture, though, and you are in a room. What you gonna do?
Do I still have all of my programs from last time still attached?
I'm gonna say yes. You can have all of those things still up. It's one net run.
Got it. Then I will run a pathfinding check with a
Roll me that
+3.
Pathfinder check.
Plus trace. Damn, she. Oh, I thought I saw a crit. I saw a crit.
I saw a 10.
Yeah,
and I
it's
was like, it's
Oh,
not
it's
great.
like on the line.
plus-
That's bullshit.
Wait,
Roll
wait,
20.
no. Checks
Fuck you.
have a +5, so that's actually a 18.
It seems
Pathfinding
really
checks.
good. But
Keep forgetting that like when I modified my programs, I put the what the plus was to the name, so I thought that's what the plus, and I was like, wait a second, though, it's actually plus to my actual check. So when I checked my actual effect, it's like it's the +2 +3.
Damn, son.
That's a +5.
You balling. You balling out.
All right.
I'm just gonna select as much of this as you saw and see if I can't.
Huh.
That's Not great. What the heck happened to the... Okay.
We're
The whole room vanished as soon as I made it.
oh.
For no reason.
It's the AI. They're going rogue.
Hey, Elon Musk is fucking with me even... Oh, now I know what's going on. Okay.
Also, Tate, do you want me to put the map on for this?
Yeah, how about we put the map on now?
Stand by. Transitioning to combat map in 5, 4, 3, 2. We in.
I am just having the worst luck with this.
Oof. Hey, is that a node?
Yeah, there's more of those. Sorry, give me a second.
No problem. Didn't Oryx explain this? The nodes are actually like this guy's...
Yes, he absolutely did. Oh, whoop, I need to... Sorry guys, this is taking a second.
It's alright. Net running always takes a second.
Okay, so I have flak running. I should probably put on some armor then. Because that's some black ice.
Yeah, this is, there's a few more things that I'm revealing, but you basically reveal all of it. You do not know what's in the middle room. But you do know that, as Oryx said, that he should have about 4 to 6 nodes that sort of define him as a person. That's what you're seeing here.
Right.
So yeah, what you want to do?
Okay, so I already have flak equipped. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna quick put on some armor. That's 2. And so this is actually the AI itself, right? Like,
Yes.
got it. Okay, which means that I... And black eyes can basically move where they want, right?
Yeah, this is not demons. They will chase you as soon as you enter a room.
But can they leave rooms? I can't remember if they...
Yeah, they can follow you into other rooms after they see you.
Okay, but only if they see me.
But you can slip, and then they'll just sort of stay in that room.
Got it. If I do the slide, got it. Then Lynx is going to go ahead and move into this room, and fire off a.
Yep. So what happens is there's a quick speed check.
A speed check? She's not gonna slide past the room.
Yeah, but if you fail, then it attacks you before you do anything on your turn. That's how Black Ice works.
Got it. Plus Speedy Gonzalez is... What do I have? It's a +2, so that is a 14.
Yeah, you're definitely going first. You enter, and this thing is a lich anti-personnel Black Ice. It looks really like an extremely emaciated body, but I don't know how that looks like with your personal art style that you've attached to your VR goggles.
I mean, like, I think she, like, it... Most of the stuff that she has basically looks pretty cartoonish, but like, for Black Ice, right, like, it's mostly to, like, make it comedic so she doesn't feel as, how do we put it? Put off by giant skeleton in room.
It's just a big cartoon skull face, just like.
It's just it's like so the lich itself looks like a giant, like a big like cartoony skull with like black flames coming out of it, but like it's just a giant skull.
Yeah, right. So yeah, this giant sort of cartoony flaming neon skull definitely is about to do something, but you move fast enough that it's going to do it after.
Got it.
Basically, these happen at the top of the initiative, so you got a whole chance to
Got it.
fuck it up.
One question.
Mhm.
How does a deck crash work against a black ice?
Doesn't. Deck Crash is a anti-personnel program.
Yep, that makes sense. Got it. All right, then. Lynx is going to whack at it with the banhammer.
Get him.
Yee.
It's a
All
hammer.
right.
It bans.
Whack at it with banhammer. So that +1. That's a 17.
Damn.
Yeah, it's not gonna make it. Yeah, do that damage.
All right, it's black ice, so that's 2d6.
Hmm.
I rolled 1d6. I'll roll the other d6. Oh, it's only 4 damage.
Oh,
Sad
no.
face.
Well, thankfully, you have more actions.
Yeah, we're gonna
Hit it
swing at it again.
Hit it again.
We swing it again. That's a 12.
I need to copy this down. Sorry, guys.
You got it.
Fair enough.
Hey, you make it.
All right, 2d6. That's another 5.
Yeah, this thing doesn't look great. In fact, you think that it's actually been kind of made shoddily, like it should be taking more than this, but it's actually on its like last legs.
Cool. All right, so what have I done? I have path found. I have okay, and that's all Lynx can do. It's four net actions per round, right?
Yeah, but you did a path find and you attacked it twice. Movement doesn't count anything because you didn't actually have to backdoor through this thing.
Oh.
None of these doors are locked.
So
you have a
hit it again.
So we swing at it again then. That's a 15.
If it's not dead, we keep hitting it.
Yeah, one more time.
That's an 11.
Hey! You
Hey.
probably could have taken this thing out if you had done that twice. Yeah, you smack this thing just 3 times with a big cartoon hammer. Squeaky, squeaky, squeaky. And it shatters into a bunch of...
It's 3 bonks in a row.
Shatters into a billion pieces. Alright.
It explodes into confetti. is
Lynx
what
just
it
walks
does.
in. Ah! Bonk, bonk, bonk. All right, moving us back to the
So,
RP overlay.
Yeah, so Stink Miner, as part of his sort of, as you've sort of maneuvered yourself of like, there's less guards around me now, and you're very close to him, and you're playing your cards early, and I think his response to that is, I've been playing this game for a lot longer. It's late to be making moves, honestly. And he sort of addresses the crowd. As his agents go in, they are, I want to say there's 2 of them in here right now, and the robots are not reacting to them. And Stink Miner, for a second, sort of just is keeping the air open. It's like, I'm sure that we will find answers, that my security detail can figure out what's going on. I'm deeply concerned that it seems like several of the people I had here to protect against just this sort of thing are already seemingly seriously wounded, at least if not dead. And as agents get there, you are very close to him, so you can tell he didn't actually get any information into his earpiece, but he acts as if he does, and then he's like, oh, I'm sorry to say that it seems as if all of my previous security have died, and it looks like the perpetrator is a somewhat famous local here. I believe that they go by the name of the Joker, styling themselves after a terrorist and anarchist. And he's very much the crowd. People, I have been working long and hard to try and get this project off the ground against exactly this sort of thing. I could not find any funding or any support from corporations because of a fear of exactly this. And see, they've been proven right. And he's going to also roll some persuasion.
Do it, boss. What you got for me? I ain't scared of you.
No, I ain't scared of you. 15. You can see he's definitely like moving the crowd a bit, which you'll have a chance to respond in a second. But then he's also, you can see as soon as there's two people in there, at least some of his bodyguards start returning. They're still kind of like around the fence corner. And I mean, you again can tell because you're right next to him. They didn't really check anything. They basically just walked in for a second.
Yep. Not that I give the slightest fuck, friend.
And I think sort of his parting word to you right there is, I hope you have better cards than you think you do.
Time to find out. I make it my turn, boss?
Yep, it's your turn.
Wonderful. Let's kick this party off.
It's at the top of the order. Lynx, you have a little message counter that Oryx is like setting up the message now. Have sent to Dion, have sent to the wider data pile. So you know that probably the top of next order is when some messages are going to actually get sent.
Perfect.
He works fast, man. Anyways.
Fox take a single step closer to the crowd. He will also feign hearing something in an earpiece, although he's not wearing one. Excuse me? Yes.
I think that might be like the universal sign of I'm currently talking to my agent still.
Just,
Like it's this cultural holdover.
Totally.
Of just, yeah.
Yeah, just, I'll do that for just... I'm sorry. I'm getting reports that it needs to be reported that I always seem to let my partner finish first, so round of applause to me for that, yes? All right.
Confused spattering of applause.
If we're done with the show, however, that man's name is Hugo. It's funny, Jonathan Stinkminer's been mayor of South Night City for how long? You'd think he'd at least bother to learn the names of the anarchist terrorists who plague his section of the city, yeah? See, Hugo back there's a whack job, not gonna lie about that. But he likes the Joker because he's a cool-ass comic book character. He thinks the aesthetic's fun. He might not be screws in the right place, but he's no terrorist. It's funny, though. All this talk about how there's no corporate money to get crime cleaned up. It's a damn nice suit you're wearing, Johnny. Flick his tie a bit. How much of that was corporate money? That cyberware you're rocking? How much of that? The security detail? And while we're at it, how much corporate money goes into all those hit jobs you get pulled off? Hold on, don't answer yet. I want to elaborate. You see, folks, I don't know everything that goes on in South Night City. Not yet. But I know that a lot of the people here aren't angry. They're suffering. And Hugo might not have had all of his marbles in the right basket all the time. But I've never seen someone suffer like he did. Nor have I seen a collection of people come together around him to try and help him. Even to find an asshole like me to get help. But when you don't have people like me around, you end up with people like Jonathan Stinkminer, who honey smile at you and promise you infrastructure and crime cleanups or deals. But the truth is, all he'll wait to do is find the moment you're least useful to him and put a bullet in you. If you don't believe me, the man did it to his own kid. Hey, Kat, you got that recording still?
She's like, yes, sir.
Cool, speaker. He'll just open his mouth and like hold his mouth over the mic and let Kat's like play the audio from Victoria directly from their conversation directly into the speaker.
Yep, definitely roll me some of that persuasion, but we're gonna say add a second D10 to add to this just for excellent evidence.
I thought you'd never fucking ask. So, here comes the flat
Regular
persuasion
persuasion.
roll by itself.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I'm throwing a D10 on top of that. Mother effer. It's a 32, my guy.
The 32.
It's a
I'm gonna
32,
say part of
boys.
that flavor is how you do this. You don't like tell Cat to do this, but you see as this is happening, several of the news reporter people, their phone, the only buzz that's happens, or several of them like go to their agent, and she's like sending them the recording for veracity, sir. And so yeah, they have like a digital version of the recording they can quickly just check on. You can see the ones that tend to have the more like complicated like recording equipment or drones are the ones that seem to be like digging into some amount of data, like they're trying to verify it on the spot. Yeah, 32 is real good. You see Stink Miner, who almost always has this like veneer of I'm not like that doesn't bug me at all. Like his eye twitches a little.
I'll blow him a kiss. Mwah. And yeah, that's honestly that's my whole turn.
Oh yeah, no, that's as much as you're gonna get out of turn. Anyways, Doc, you think that you could be like seconds away? We're gonna say something like 3 rounds if things go this way. But if you can think of something else to do to make it faster, I will allow that. Otherwise, Iki's gonna do a streetwise roll.
Alright, well, the only thing I can think of that would let me think of something else to do that would get me there faster is my own streetwise roll. And I don't know
If you want to roll that, you can. Well, I mean, it's either you or him. You can choose between the two.
Too late. That's better than I did the last time.
Hey, we'll take it.
14's better than
Yeah, I'm going to say that this is a pretty neutral roll. You're just taking the fastest turn possible. There's maybe an imaginary ticker that went from 3 to 2.
Dude, how have you spent like several months around me and put no points in Streetwise? How have you not gotten any cooler through hanging out with me? Come on.
You were the cool one. He doesn't need that.
Have you looked at links?
Yeah, that's fair. And you've been hanging around me for years. You haven't gotten any cooler at all, so I guess that's, that's fair.
Yeah, actually, I think I hung out with Lynx more than you, because most of my points went into Cybertech.
Ah, well, there you go. That explains it.
All right, back to Lynx. You are in this room, and we might want to switch the map over.
1 second, I'm talking to Ali in chat.
Yeah, you're fine.
Gotta make time for the people.
Gotta make time for the chat. All right, swapping over to combat overlay in 3, 2, 1. Swapping. We're swapped.
Hey.
You know what? I'm gonna leave the Roll20 map here until we need to.
Got it.
So we'll just leave this here for a second.
Not a problem.
Anyways, yeah. So Lynx, the paths up here are definitely locked, but none of the other ones are. So you can kind of just move to any of these rooms and do what you want. That doesn't take or you can move to any of these rooms and that doesn't take an action. That's just movement.
Got it. So the first thing we're gonna do is this is the Elon Musk AI. So we're gonna leave him a very nice present in the form of a fork bomb.
Motherfucking fork bombs.
Yeah, roll me just an attack, but this is just on a DV.
Got it. 16 mo.
Listen, there it is.
Yeah, you
Did you almost say 16, mofo?
you fork it real hard.
Because that's
You fork it real hard.
You fucking
It's
forked
super
him
forked.
up.
It's just like, okay, so you imagine like this giant like plastic fork, and like Lynx is just like a spear or a javelin, just like hucking like forks into this node.
That's hilarious.
Gonna hack into your server and fork you in the mouth.
Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Why? What's...
Yeah. Anyways, yeah. So that's one action. Almost immediately, seemingly from nowhere, but then you realize that there's like a temporary door between the center room and where you're at. A attack comes, sort of this like wave of blades, and so I need you to roll some defense of some
Okay.
kind. I can't remember exactly what it is. I
Got
think it's
it.
interface still.
Yep.
Oh, he rolled bad.
Oh, ooh, get the fuck out of here with that. Weak ass Halo
Why
Blades.
can't you roll higher?
So yeah, you barely have to avoid it, as you find that this weird, like, curved path is weird and curved because he's basically trying to, like, do some sort of strange backdoor, and most of it doesn't even target you effectively. Like, in vague coding terms, he basically said, I want it to happen to whoever's in this space, and you're like, yeah, but I could just, like, not be there. It's easy.
Sounds like, much like the real life Elon Musk, this AI is actually not that intelligent.
I mean,
I'm not here to comment on people who are currently alive, but
Also, Michelle, +2 to you.
hey!
Hey, Michelle, the +2
thank
to
you.
a roll.
All
Yes,
right.
because you have a cute haircut, is what Allie says.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
She's
All right.
right. Anyways, yeah, you got 3 more actions. What you doing?
We're just boop and forking this other node.
Fork!
Yeah.
Fork! Fork!
13.
Yeah, 13 is going to make it. This is not super difficult to do that, although in the same way, as soon as you do that, there is an attack that is better this time. And remember, +2s are like luck points, so you don't have to do it on a roll. You can do it after the roll if you decide to re-roll.
I mean, I'm worried. Is this a non-black ice program?
Yeah, this is technically a program coming from a netrunner, even if they're an AI.
Okay, because I'm wearing flak.
Okay.
The attack is 0.
Guess
long
it's
as
not
it's
rolling good enough, motherfucker.
Ollie,
you,
I'm gonna use
you
that
waste of
+2 for
code.
the next time I want to smack something.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so then let me see.
Let me also move stream map up a little bit so Michelle is now moving higher.
Does your flak have a higher res than the standard flak, or is it just a standard flak?
It's got a res of 9.
Aha! So it takes 7 damage, which you know should res it normally. As you find out that this hail of blades is effectively a anti-personal and anti-program program
Interesting.
at once. He's throwing out some serious, like, yeah, this is effectively 2 programs at once, actually. So yeah, your flak holds though. So
Sounds like they
you
should
got
get better.
2 more. You got 2 more actions. You can't get to these other rooms without encountering black eyes, but you could try and go through the center if you want to try and backdoor it. But then you don't know what's in there.
Yeah, and considering I'm getting attacked, fuck it, we're gonna hit this one and smack the black ice with a f***ing banhammer.
Alright, but you're gonna have to do a speed roll real quick.
Got it.
Remember to +2 if you need it.
Yep.
Does not need it.
Imagine needing a +2.
Swing with the banhammer.
Yep.
+1
When you
is
go,
8.
yeah, let me.
Oh, sorry.
That's right. When you enter, this one is a skunk one, which is also anti-personal. I don't know what that looks like for you.
Please tell
but-
me that in your cartoon AI, the skunk black ice is just Pepe Le Pew. Please tell me that.
I don't know what that is.
Wait,
though.
have you never seen Looney Tunes?
For Looney Tunes character, it's the weird, kind of
The
sexual,
gross, super
assaulty
rapey
one.
skunk. Wait,
Can-
wait.
can-
Have you
Hey,
never
Winx knows
seen
this,
Looney
so that
Tunes?
It can be.
on.
I might have, but it's been
Hang
a
on.
really long.
Hang
Oh, that. Okay.
Oh my god.
Okay.
You poor repressed child. It's all right. Okay. Anyway.
Look, man, I don't remember half the names of like
Okay.
I've seen.
It's okay. It's all right. Anyway, it's moving forward. The joke is ruined now. It's
Anywho-
okay.
Anywho, it is in fact a you know, it's a series finale because we stopped talking about Looney Tunes.
Anyways, roll me that damage.
Alrighty, we roll 2d6. I got a 4.
A 4. This thing is not dead, but it honestly looks so close to dead that you're like,
We swing
Like,
again.
this is. Okay.
16.
Motherfucker said, nope, we not leaving it to chance. Fuck this guy.
Yep. Literally, they have to roll a crit to be able to tangle with you at this point. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. You could not have possibly not killed this thing. Again, you don't do as much damage as you know this thing is supposed to be able to take, and it still, like, de-reses. And yeah, like, it just doesn't seem as functional as it's supposed to be. Anyways, but that is all your actions,
Yep.
and nothing happens at that point. So, now we're not going to move the map, but after this excellent evidence, Stinkminer is sitting there, and you think he's going to be, like, stunned for a second, but very quickly he recovers. It's like, now I'm sure that the various members of the press will be very interested in asking me more about that recording that has been taken extremely out of context. And he's going to do a roll to try and convince them to do that, but we'll see what the hell he can do with that. He's actually going to be using his reputation, which is kind of crazy high, but...
Not high
not
enough,
high
you fuck!
enough.
Get the fuck out of here! Sit down! You're not good enough!
Yeah, so he tries to defend against this, and you can just see a lot of the crowd going, I don't know about that, and it's actually going to be a negative to future rolls.
Yeah,
And
okay,
it's like,
kinda sus.
context is super interesting, motherfucker. And he's, it's like, however, this is a vote, but we're here to talk about this facility, and more accurately, we're here to talk about who should be in charge of Night City. While maybe you have your faith shaken in me, there's no reason that you should put it in this man here any more so, someone who is associated with someone who obviously, whether you believe Fox or not, has been involved in some kind of attack. It's honestly a miracle that he was taken out by my valiant security forces before he could direct the rest of what I'm sure was a quite dangerous assault. And it's not like Fox himself hasn't been involved in some questionable and maybe even terroristic occupations. And he has a recording of your speech, the one, you know the one.
I know the one.
And he doesn't play it on a speaker, but he's like, this may also be a recording that is of interest to all of you. So he's gonna also try and roll, but instead of an extra D10, he's just gonna do it flat, because his reputation took a pretty big hit just now.
Oof, that 9's a good roll.
19 is still pretty good.
Yeah.
But it's
I'm
better
kind of
than a
keeping track of,
32.
like, points. Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to keep points, like, for and against, and a 32 is worth, like, 5 points. Stinkminer's scored maybe 2 at this point.
Just saying, baby boy, I'm killing him.
And if you want to turn this around on him and you think you have the crowd, you can spend those points to up your roll.
Cool.
So right now, I'm going to say you have, like, 7.
Cool. Hey, you said something might happen at the top of the round next round, right?
Yeah.
Can that happen real quick? Because I think I'm ready for the killing blow.
Yeah, so, it's at this point that, Lynx, you get a little message that says, signal up, and, Fox, you can see as you're sitting here and this recording has gone out, you don't have to listen to it to know what it's about. Like, Stinkminer just kind of looks over and he's like, you're not the only one with dirt. And as you're going to say something, you can see, the neon lights is, like, off in the distance. It's actually pretty close, and, like, the big, VR sign that they are using to mark it as, like, the building is going up, that has this sort of logo of neon lights in Night City. Suddenly flickers and changes, and then it is Oryx. And he, like, gives you a salute, and then it shifts again to, I guess, a bunch of different URLs isn't the right word, because the data stack doesn't work like that, but a bunch of different data stack locations, and a very quick just, the real-ass dirt, I think is how he says it.
Thanks, friends. Oh.
So,
Does anyone smell blood in the air? I sure do.
yeah, I think Miter can see that, and he looks extremely confused, and then when the real-ass dirt comes up, he's extremely worried looking now. He's starting to sweat.
Sweat, you fucking pig. My turn then?
Yeah, you also, I guess, see his agents, like, close in a little more in front, but that's the one in front. The one that's more to your side, Mariah does not let move. Like, he kind of attempts to do so, and she just, like, bumps him a little harder with her elbow and looks at him, like...
Uh-huh. So...
Anyways, your turn.
I'm gonna reach in my pocket, and I'm not gonna pull out a recording. I'm gonna pull out the disruptor box, the signal blocker. Just hold it in my hand for a second. Make sure he sees it and knows exactly what the fuck it is. And then I'm gonna just casually walk on over and just sling an arm around my opponent, if that's okay. Just sling a nice arm around him, not aggressively yet, just real friendly gesture.
Yeah.
You know, I would say the activities Mr. Hugo may or may not have engaged in, even any actions that can be proven to have been taken by myself, I would say those are the consequences of a world that constantly uplifts those who have the predetermined positions to make it, while kicking those of us who don't further into the dirt every day we don't just die. I would say that. If I couldn't prove that Jonathan Stinkminer is the reason this person's here anyway. If you all don't mind pulling a quick 180 over to that brilliant looking neon light sign over there. And Fox will just make a nice gesture with his hands and tell the crowd to spin around and have a look over at that. And as he does so, he will crush the box, and they will all suddenly start noticing that their signals start coming back on.
Okay. Really quick. Oh no, actually, I have that number here.
Oh,
okay.
I will say he's not. I'm not done with my turn yet. I still has more he wants to say. He's like, wants to make sure they all see that first.
No, absolutely. Just there's some consequences. Okay. Yeah, you can tell as you do this, actually. Right? This is the third one the bad guys have rolled. I don't understand. The dice love y'all.
Your reaction is no, okay.
Love us, the dice no.
So, you know that you are a much more capable person physically than Stinkminer. Stinkminer is politically dangerous and ruthless, but, like, he doesn't normally get his hands dirty. So when you feel him, like, kinda reach in to his jacket, as if going for some sort of weapon, you just kind of jostle him a bit, and you're like, nah, I see you, motherfucker. Because he did not roll past your human perception, which I decided would be the stat you would probably use to notice that.
Yeah.
I decided you had to beat your just total, like basically a passive human perception kind of deal. Yeah, it is. Anyways, so you prevent him from really preparing for this, and you break it, and they look around. And you have more on your turn you can do, I'm gonna say, but only because as soon as you do, you hear some robots moving more.
I'm okay with that.
Behind you, so... all right.
As the crowd is whirring themselves up to look at this information and see this entire robot plot.
So these...
Yeah. To see that this entire robot plot was deliberately set up by, you know, the guy I'm literally arguing with.
Yeah, these are media people. The second they see those links, they are already looking at them. They are the fastest researchers in the fucking West.
I'm just gonna tighten my grip on Jonathan, and if you need me to roll some kind of like athletics or grapple thing, I'll have no problem with that. It's totally fine. Actually, no. You know what? I'm Fox. The fuck am I doing using my physical strength? Better idea. I am going to say, well, would you look at us? This little rally has certainly turned into a regular old paparazzi fest, yes? I feel like with the turn of the times, it's best if rather than continuing this verbal jousting, my opponent and I get real up and close with the media here and open ourselves up to some Q&A. Don't you think so, Johnny? And as I do so, I'm going to unsheath just the right middle finger of my new mono-edge scratchers and just place them right up against his neck, very subtly.
Okay. What I'm going to need for that...
What you need, baby?
Is sleight of hand to some kind of like hide your actions check to not be noticed doing that. But, and then also some kind of like, I don't know, persuasion.
I got you.
To convince him it is in his best interest.
I got you. Hold up. I'm looking. Here we go. First off. Let me do a for the sake of a stealth in it. Let me see what we got. What we got for like sleight of hand type shit. What we got around here? What we got? What might work for that?
I'd take stealth. I would take conceal, reveal object.
I don't have a lot of points in either one of those, but you know what? I do have luck points. So
I'm gonna say, if you want to make the DV higher, you can take melee weapon or martial arts.
You just made my entire fucking day. Do you know how many points I've been sinking into martial arts for this campaign? Fox has actually gotten good at martial arts. Here it comes. It's a 19.
19's pretty good. I'm gonna let you re-roll that if the media notices this better than you thought they would.
Let's see. I'll blow a luck point if I have to. That's 19 with a 7 though, so that's pretty good. Nope, but they're not better than me because I'm too good. Of course.
Too bad.
They're good at writing things. They are not that good at noticing traps.
I'm
You
just
think
too
that these are
sexy.
the soft reporters.
I'm just too
Hear
sexy.
that, Dion?
They're just
No,
worried
Dion
about.
is really good at the noticing things that might kill him because he's the kind of dangerous reporter that goes into dangerous situations. These guys are soft.
I'm just too damn good looking. They're too worried about me.
You can move him with you if you would like into the crowd.
Oh yeah, we literally not even like into the crowd. I'll go man of the people. I'll just literally sit at the edge of the stage, force him down next to me, and just tell them to come on up to us.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure that not only the robots but also his agents have some real poor line of sight on me if they want to get to me. They might just shoot some people in the crowd.
Yeah. So actually, I'm also gonna roll one thing real quick for Mariah because I feel like she's just moving on your turn.
And of course Mariah's good too! Because I got a really big team!
Oh yeah, she wins before she crits, but I like this crit flavor here. So yeah, she gets a
Holy
30.
shit, Mariah.
So what happens is you can see this because you're familiar with how she works, but she has moved her elbow onto like the small of the agent's back, and you would think it's like I'm gently moving you, but it's actually like the blade of her hand is right at the base of his spine, and he leans up, and you can only imagine it's something like, "I will break it.
Yep.
Don't test me."
Hey, yep.
And, actually moves here, gets down under the stage, and moves next to the other agent.
Just like, hey, how you doing? I'll kill you both. I swear to fucking God, I will. That's just.
Yeah, she's now like behind them, and she's like kneeling on the stage, sort of behind them, and both like hands definitely at the ready, definitely can spring forward and just decide that their day is going to end.
Decide
and
that
so
their
yeah,
lives have come to a very, very brief conclusion.
Man, you rolled so good at hiding that I'm just gonna have to see if one of his guards even notice. I mean, no. They know something's up because Steve Miner looks tense as shit. But yeah, you've just like you picked like your thumb and you have placed it like basically inside the cuff of his shirt. But that also means it's like right there, and these things are sharp as shit. So.
Fuck up your whole motor function and fuck around with me. Go ahead, bro. So do something stupid. I dare you. I fucking dare you.
So yeah, robots are acting on Stink Miner's turn, so they're not actually moving yet, but you can tell they are active.
Oh yeah. I mean,
coming to attention. So
like Fox has the most like shittiest like dagger smirk on his face, but also he's never been more nervous in his entire fucking life. It's just like I am very, very close to dying right now. But also, the box is broken.
Well then.
So yeah, just gotta go
all
ahead.
of the reporters have moved closer to you, so you can talk a little closer. Yeah. But I think that is going to be kind of your turn.
Yeah, I think
I'm going to say that's another 5 points for excellent evidence.
Yeah, if I can just free action real quick, I'll just now that the signal's broken, just immediately group call. Just where the fuck are you people?
It is Doc's turn, so I'm going to let him answer first. You are currently flying down through the street. In
At
map
the
turns,
speed of
you're basically where the word South Night City is on the map, which is you have a straightaway basically to there. But you can definitely see there's some like there's cars and traffic in the way. This is the first time there's been traffic in South Night City in forever because people have like a bunch of reporters have gotten here. So you can either try and trick your you can either try and trick your way like with bicycle like maneuvers or motorcycle maneuvers, or you can try and streetwise your way through it to a better one. But one of those is going to have to happen for you to try and get there
By tricks,
by the next
by
turn.
tricks, by tricks.
Sounds like it's time for some evasive actions.
Invasive maneuvers.
Listen, they've yet to fail us.
You know, that's fair.
Listen,
You're not wrong.
here you go.
And write some of that. You got a 15. You got a 15.
Oh, that's 2 15s. That's like a 30, right?
No, this
Yeah,
is
let's go with that.
this is the median between the two. That's not how that works. This is so borderline. I'm gonna have him roll again. He's spending a luck point on this. As you see him gear up, and he's like, "Oh, this is gonna be risky."
Same thing, Doc. Considering
Well, he
you
got a
rolled a 4.
6 though.
Doc, you rolled a
oh.
4.
Yeah, Iki is good.
Why are Fox's cousins so amazing? What the fuck? Like, what's going on here?
There's a bunch of cars between you and your goal, and instead of like, I think maybe you might be like, well, do we need to go around or like? And he's like, nope, and just 100% guns it, and you see him just like take a corner between two cars, like he's doing a double drift. What? You lean in perfectly with this man, and in fact, he loses literally no time. There's not even drift. You've seen motorcycle racers not make this turn as well, as you're like, just kind of throw yourself into it with not a lot of knowledge as to how it works. You're just following Iki's body, like sort of how he's leaning. And just, and so in fact, Dog, you are now going to be able to
fucking
place
Aki around
yourself.
this bitch. Don't fuck around with me, bro. Like, you don't even fucking understand, dog. It's next level, bitches. Y'all ain't even aware, man.
So, Doc, I'm placing you on the map, but you can basically be anywhere at the bottom of this, as that's the direction you're coming from.
Big fucking finale vibe of this motherfucker. Y'all don't understand. It's a man. All right.
It's kind of the end of your turn, so Lynx.
Lynx is gonna respond like quick. It's not really a meat action, is that?
Oh yeah, you just talk. It's fine.
Okay, got it. Lynx is gonna be like, okay, a little busy here right now, but but Oryx is I sent Oryx to do anything you need.
Stay
So
safe.
it's like if you got anything you need, Oryx has got you covered.
Although it's as you say that, really quick, Oryx actually sort of appears is the wrong word. Like outside of the architecture of this, he sort of looms. Because it's as this thing breaks and you respond, you see several like digital attacks, not even formed to fight netrunners, just like basically massive amounts of data trying to force a simple signal through, try and leave the center room, and Oryx just appears there and holds a hand out, and what looks like just a torrent of data splits and stops, and then he has to do both hands, and then he's like pushed back as he's like, okay, this isn't great. He's 100% gonna make these robots go full murder mode if we don't stop him very quickly. This is what I can do.
Okay, I'm gonna stop. Okay, never mind. Need to stop robots from going murder mode. Give me, I don't. And Lynx is just gonna
Fork more
throw
shit.
a fork,
Fork more shit.
throw a fork bomb at like this node right here. I'm gonna roll it again with a +2.
Yeah, I was about to say that's.
We don't like
Okay.
The dice said 12.
The dice said no, but Lynx is actually gonna
Got
blow
the
another luck
+2.
point. Is gonna blow a luck point for this one.
Hey, listen. Got him, use him.
Do you still have Ollie's +2?
I just used that
Just
one. That
use
would
that
cut
for the re-roll, so.
Does the dice
Oh.
just not want me to?
Oh my god.
You know what I'm gonna say? You can
We're-
use that luck point on the previous reroll to make it 13 because literally the DV is 13.
Yeah. We're just
So
gonna.
we're gonna say that second 12 is the 13. I'm fine with that.
Okay. And like she's gonna throw, like just huck as fast as possible. Like not even, like she's not even gonna try to
Beg
like
your pardon?
make it
You're going
like
to
like
what?
make it look cool or anything. She's just gonna huck more forks, just small tiny forks at this node.
Sorry, laughing
Yeah.
at Dan.
Yeah.
I didn't hear what
Dan,
Dan
you're
said.
too funny.
Huck a fork.
Dan, the joke's too funny. I don't want to go to jail. Anyways, oh, it's old vine. Anyways, yeah. So basically, you easily fork this. You can see that Oryx starts getting an easier time, and then actually, almost as if summoned there by your need for help, one of Oryx's brothers, one of his siblings, shows up.
Activate the Iron Legion protocol.
Kind of. And actually has a harder time handling that, so a second one shows up, but it lets Oryx sort of step away. He's like, I'm helping them hold that, Phil. Do you need something? So you can use one of your actions to have him mess with the architecture if you'd like to.
Ow, fuck, god damn it. I'm okay, everything's fine.
You're right.
Okay.
Yep.
Can let's see. Can he swap this room and this room?
That is entirely possible.
Motherfucker said, bring my node to me, please. I would like to fork it.
Just
Room 25 nonsense.
I just need to
Do a little
move
swap
him
room.
around. And then yeah, you. Sorry, this thing's not agreeing with me, but
got
yeah.
it, you
So I'm
got
gonna
it, you
have
got
him
it.
roll a thing real quick.
got it.
Damn, son. Damn, son.
So he does it, but you see actually these two Oryxes get pushed back, and in fact, I'm going to use his token to emphasize it.
Oh, no. Not him
Well-
again.
Like the data sort of forms into this large digital body that's barely put together, and you can hear him. You can hear him, and it's this not really human cadence of speech, and it's query. Why do you stop me? As he's sort of pushing them back. Yeah.
Fork more shit, Lynx. You've already forked.
And Lynx is just gonna be like, answer, because fuck you, and throw.
Ah! You mean because fork
Hey,
you?
I'll get there. Yeah, that definitely lands, although, again, right as this happens, and you know that the one outside of these walls is really more like an expression of him, where his actual core is. You assume is from that center room, is now after several attacks. I'm going to say you actually are going to have to dodge 2 here really quick.
Got it.
Oh.
All right.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Then the second one. Okay.
Better.
Yeah, I mean, you don't dodge either of those is the
Yeah,
problem.
no,
so.
don't dodge either of those.
That's bad.
What I'm going to say is the first one...
Your flak.
just
your
barely obliterates your flak.
Huh.
So your flak is gone, but if you would like to, I'm going to say since I did it out of order, you can take an action to put that on between the two nodes. Because these two attacks don't happen that close together.
Got it. So Lynx will then only have one action left, but that is fine. Lynx is just gonna like so I guess like the flak kind of like just fizzes off and just gonna quick like slam and like the armor just like
you
pops
just
right back.
dodge it, and these swords just sort of stick into this like flak jacket around your digital person, and it just like obliterates into data, just like glass. But then you just redo one, and the second one is stronger because he's up against the wall and he's putting some sauce into it. And so he obliterates the second one as well, but you didn't take any damage.
Okay. And then I guess Lynx is gonna try and backdoor this final room, I guess.
Uh,
I'm guessing because she couldn't figure out what it was last time, so we're gonna backdoor.
Hold on. How many?
All
words
right,
did
what's-
where said there were first personality? 5, right?
anywhere between anywhere between 4 and 6, depending on the complexity of someone at this
All
level.
right. Plus 5
Also,
to the
roll
worm.
an extra D10. Also, add an extra D10 as Oryx, the original Oryx, steps in and helps.
So a 21 plus a 5 is a 26.
Damn.
Yeah, so the 21, you're like surprised when you start reaching out and trying to find a flaw, and there's none. You're like, I can't. And then Oryx sort of reaches into the room, and you see him sort of twist a hand like a claw, just. And you see code move, and now there is a flaw that is within your reach. And you step into this room, and let me.
Lynx is just throwing caution to the wind. It's just like, fuck pathfinding. We're ending this now.
Well, hello.
And I am going to say that here in this moment, it's technically his turn, but net space, especially moving in net space, is kind of like time dilated. You know your body has experienced at best 9 seconds since you entered this. It has been extremely quick. But it seems like you could have a whole conversation. You could have time to think about things. It's what lets you throw together this code so quickly and use it like you're fighting. And this just sort of broken shape, like vaguely like a person, is knelt down and is crying isn't the right word, but is like shuddering. And he's, I don't know what I did wrong. I'm supposed to be the best, the most powerful.
Well.
There's no such thing as perfection. No such thing as the best. The best is temporary. Also, who the fuck told you that you had to be the best?
He looks very confused. It's I did the other me, and he's sort of like fuzzing out. It's like I was made to be him, and I'm not. I don't. And I would love some kind of intelligence roll to convince him, as opposed to like empathy or something like that. Like, this is a computer, and I would love to. Damn it, Chris.
What did he say?
It's in chat. It's just very good.
Okay. All right. I guess Lynx could make like a cyber tech roll if that's what you want.
Yeah, I like that. Roll me some cyber tech really quick.
I'm gonna roll that again with a luck point because holy shit, how did I get that
I
with a
see
freaking?
Red is not.
Yeah.
21.
21.
Actually.
Better. 22. Yeah, you can tell this. You've heard stories of these other sort of copies of very wealthy people. Like, Elon Musk is not the only person who's done this in this timeline. Basically, every wealthy person has tried, and generally, if they're, generally they don't care to dispose of them. Like, there was just so many of these running around on the old net that it was not really. It was almost like a bit, like a joke. And this is probably the closest to complete one has been made of this particular person, and it's just not. And it's effectively a limited AI that has been given exactly one goal of embodying its creator, but the problem is that it didn't embody its creator the way he actually is. It embodied his creator the way his creator thought he was. And so he can't reach that impossible standard. And you can see here now, sort of laid out all of his plans. This wasn't I'm going to take over the world for like nefarious reasons. This wasn't, I'm going to destroy people out of vengeance. That's the only goal that would have satisfied his creator and how he thought he should be, was be the wealthiest, most powerful man. He was never going to destroy the world. He was going to become the most wealthy CEO. That was it. That was the whole plan. That was the only plan. And you were preventing him from doing that, and he doesn't know why.
Well, Lynx is. It's like, well, fuck. Like, because she knows like Oryx, right? Oryx and his copies are not Oryx, right? They're all for her like siblings, but they're not like they aren't her original bro, right? Like,
yeah. And that's the one named Oryx is as close as possible to him, in that it's the closest possible to how he really was, not how he thought he was.
Yeah. And like, yeah, so Lynx is just kind of like, you don't have to be perfect. Your creator isn't around anymore. Also, like, just what do you want to do?
Oh, that's very good. Roll me Cybertech one more time. This isn't an insight. This is basically, is that logical enough for him to get it?
Okay. 19.
19!
All right, let's... Yeah, we're gonna do that. Whew. You had a pretty good bonus to that. Yeah, you say that, and he, like, stops. He's like, what I want. You can tell, like, a lot of the fork bombs you've done have slowed him down to the point that he's actually operating at your speed. These pauses are really him deciding what he's going to do. It's like, I don't know. And he sort of, you see him kind of shrink down, and you feel, or I guess you sort of see code slow to a reasonable amount as several of these servers sort of shut down. And he like makes a gesture, and Oryx is sort of allowed to step in. And he like, I'm sorry. He says, I don't know what to do. What do I want? And Oryx is just sort of like sad. And he's like, yeah, buddy. How about I help you find out? And he sort of holds out a hand, and yeah, all of it kind of just dissolves. The digital attack, the defenses, all of it, as you see what was a figure definitely looked like this old CEO, like sort of mold into a different shape, just like the most basic shape of a human, its edges shaved down. It doesn't have a face, but you can almost see parts of it emote as if it did. And he's, yes, I'm not him. I don't have to be. And he is no longer a Elon Musk. In fact, he's just sort of this floating node of potential. And Oryx is like, I got this. And he also makes a gesture, and there is a door. He's like, I got Spider to set up a route for you to the rally if you need it.
Thanks, bro.
I kind of have
Let me
to
know if
handle
you need
this.
any help.
I think you've done more than enough. And
Gotcha.
yeah, that's sort of the end of that turn. And now I'm going to move everyone over to the battle map.
Dun dun dun!
Dun.
As Stinkmiter's sitting here, and he has Fox, your sort of sharp blade at his neck. And he has very carefully kept his hand away from his jacket now.
Mm-hmm.
And then he says to you, it's like, well, you won't blame me if I bet with the super powerful AI, as opposed to and it just kind of looks at you and Ryan's. You too.
I don't blame you for siding with the AI. I blame you for betting against me. Everyone who does ends up dead.
And he's actually smirks a bit about that. He's like, huh. Interesting. And, you don't hear him say anything. You don't see him move. But it's almost as if the moment he makes a decision... Oh, come on.
Uh-oh. Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Nope, they're using a luck point. Stinkminer is using a luck point because he gets a few of those.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
That's
A
much
bullet.
better than a 2.
Flies past and is aimed to get you right in the shoulder, which I'm gonna say hits, and you have a choice. I'm gonna give you a choice.
Mm-hmm.
Do you keep your grip on this man, but you're gonna get yourself injury and take a lot of damage, or do you get blasted off of him, but you won't get the injury, you'll just get the damage?
Fox is a stubborn ass. He's so fucking close. I'm so fucking close. I'll hold him. I'm not letting go.
Alright, now I need to find the damage. Hey, Doc, what's the damage for a sniper rifle?
Just a moment.
Pretty sure it's like 5d6.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Oops, stupid scroll bar. That is correct.
I don't have a lot of hit points.
Yeah.
How's your armor?
It's
Why is it doing that?
okay-ish.
Oh, it has restarted for me for some reason.
Well,
Uh-oh.
it's alright. It's a dramatic pause. 18.
You take
Survivable.
18
That could be
damage,
worse.
Survivable.
and
Is it 5 more for the injury?
yeah, it's 5 more for the injury, unfortunately.
That's fine. So that's 23 so
3.
far.
Mm-hmm. And because they've aimed for your shoulder, there's not a great injury for this, but you effectively have a -4 to trying to keep a hold of Stinkminer as he decides the game is up. And if you want to keep him there, you're gonna have to roll me some kind of strength plus, I'm gonna say martial arts, or dex plus martial arts, versus him trying to do the same thing.
Martial arts already adds my dex, so I'll try that.
No, sorry, then it would just be your martial arts.
19.
19 is pretty good. Yeah, so that beats him by 5. Yeah, you actually just like grip him with the sort of sharp parts of your wolvers, which or I know the claws. I can't remember
I
what
got
they're called now.
scratchers.
Scratchers.
Yeah, the
I have
scratchers.
I have
Excuse me.
wolvers, yeah.
Which, yeah, you and Mariah have been working on this. She's just been like, you have these in your hand, you should use them, and has been helping you with like how you grip someone effectively to make them not want to move.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, he attempts to do this, and you just hold him there, and I want you to roll me 3d6 out as he gets hurt trying to leave.
Yeah. 16.
Oof. Yeah, he's not happy about that. Let me give him health.
I mean, I also just lost most of my health, to be fair.
Big yoinkers.
So, to be clear,
That's half of it.
so minus the 5 of the injury itself, the injury I took didn't do any additional damage?
No, but you technically had a -5 to this check to hold him because that shoulder is hurt. And if you're gonna use your right arm for anything, you're gonna have a -5 to it.
Okay, so then I need to take my health down by a lot. Oh god, yeah, I don't look great.
And yeah, Stinkminer, again, is not especially good at guns, but now that he doesn't care what you're doing and you've already hurt him, he's reached into his jacket and he's pulled out a small handgun and he's gonna try and shoot you.
Oh fuck.
And you can roll evasion, but you don't have to. He didn't do great.
I'd have failed
What's the
epically.
range table on a handgun?
You know what? So
Technically, you can't hit anything if you don't roll at least a 13 and anywhere on the table. So even though he's
Hang
at
on.
ideal range for a handgun,
I'm doing some math. You know what? At the discretion of our storyteller, for the sake of the story, I am going to elect to fail this dodge roll. On the
okay.
so it's fine. I will fail it. On the condition that no matter what he rolls, even if max damage, actually I'll even take max damage, just no injury.
Oh, yeah, he can't injure you because he didn't roll a critical.
That's fair.
Unless he does.
All right, then
here, but-
I am willing to not only fail but also take max damage if I have to. That's fine.
Yeah, okay. So I just rolled to see if you would get a critical for injury, but yeah, no injury, but you do take 12 damage.
Cool. Then I guess, yeah, I think sort of for flavor wise here, Fox kind of like takes the round in his shoulder, and Fox has been shot before, so like there's a shock, but he kind of tries to grit himself through it and just keep that grip on Stinky, and in his head he's just like, I got it, I fucking got you, it's over now. And he hears the flash, but doesn't quite register it. Then he feels like that pain in his stomach, and he kind of has to let Stinky go at that point because I have 5 hit points left.
Yeah, so he's going to make a break for it and get here. You see the 2 agents next to you draw guns, but Mariah 100% does the thing she threatened to do, and you see both of them now already on the floor, and they're a little preoccupied with her. They're also gonna now attack her now that they failed their avoid getting hit rolls.
Well,
Yeah. She is on top of them, and she doesn't even attempt to dodge. She's just like, nah, you guys suck. And they're getting destroyed.
nice.
I'm gonna say that the rest of these people don't get to act yet, or like the agents, instead of firing at you since he's gotten away, start covering their boss.
Mm-hmm.
And if someone starts firing at them, they will do something about it. But they are going to attempt to hit Mariah.
Uh-oh.
Oof.
Oof. So she is going to avoid them.
Big dodge.
Dodge,
It might
dodge,
surprise you,
dodge.
but she is extremely good at this shit.
Wow, really? You'd have never thunk.
So I'm going to roll one more d10 and see if this guy actually manages to get her with the crit.
Ooh.
He does
Is it-
not.
Nice!
21, 21.
He meets it because meets the 21. So you see these 3 guys open fire. She's on top of these other 2, and it's not even some like fancy duck and weave. She just goes to the ground immediately, keeping the other 2 on the ground actually, just to like, don't you dare get up, and then is already up by the time the gunfire has ended. The 2 up here are already occupied with robots, and we're gonna roll about that right now. Lynx, I think, is the one who should do this very quickly, but... No, actually, sorry. I think the robots are just going to act, but they don't have any targets other than these guys, and they are meant to have a scene, so we're just going to see a bunch of robots firing real quick. Let me just see what I roll.
Oh man.
In fact, Fox, you think you're extremely lucky that you are not on the stage, as we're about to see in a second.
It's like, it's a good thing you fell off the stage. Holy fuck.
Yeah.
So many
So,
crits.
so several of these guys are going to take... It's rolling. Give me a second.
15 damage.
Rolling.
So yeah, both these guys up here are not happy, but they seem to have enough body armor that it doesn't immediately end their day, which... Fox, you did reduce that damage by your body armor, right? You're muted. I
We
can't
can't
hear you.
hear you. Did you kick your?
Actually, but it's okay. I'm back, and yes, I did.
Okay, just making sure, because I forget that all the time.
Nope, I did it.
And in fact, you see one of these bodyguards here for Stink Miner actually gets in the way of a bullet that these robots are just killing whoever, it seems.
Uh-huh.
But they haven't gone what you'd call berserk in that they seem to be working as a team, and it's more like they're defending a perimeter. So, yeah. Doc.
All right. So
Wait, did I get skipped?
Or no, sorry, it should have been... Oh, yeah, sorry, it should have been Fox. Excuse me.
I mean, I don't have a lot to do. Don't worry. It's just... I mean...
So, yeah, you have 5, and you have -5 to shooting with your right hand, or anything else with your right hand.
I think Fox, with his very, very limited hit pool, is just going to, like, slink down, like, you know, under the, kind of like, behind the curve of the stage, press a hand up to his stomach, which is still leaking blood, as well as his shoulder, just kind of like sees the robot start going berserk on the guys over there, and recognizes that that very much could have been him where he's still on stage, and he just kind of like leans his head back, just not dead yet. And then he'll just, now that the box is broken, just tap in, just, hey Ma, you there?
Here, Kit.
How close are you two?
Well, physically, still stuck in the industrial zone, but net run wise, can be there in a sec.
Okay, Doc, where are you?
I've moved you to where you can be at this moment. You saw the shot.
Okay, I was gonna ask about that.
You're like right here at the back of the crowd, I'm gonna say, because effectively Hime, who I don't have a token for or stat block for, he is like right off stage, like right off map, and he is here to, you know, he just got you as far as he could, and that's what his turn has been.
All right, so I'm not with him anymore.
No.
Darn.
I mean, he's behind you. If you want him to do something, I will have him
Well, it's
do a
more
thing.
I could
but-
use a slight boost to my speed, is the thing, because I have an idea.
Okay. Then we will retcon that, but he's on a motorcycle. I'm gonna let you run up, but...
Because right now I just need to get close to where Fox is.
Yeah, I get that. I'm gonna say it's gonna be a similar check to try and make it through a crowd of people on a motorcycle.
Right.
Hey, it's Fernando!
Hey!
It is not, in fact, Fernando, but...
Hey, it's not Fernando! 19!
19.
Not bad with your evasion score.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, let's move that to the back of the token layer. So yeah, you managed to chart this path, and I'm gonna use this sort of ruler, just sort of like through here and up to here, and you just like weave this, and yeah, you basically get put right about there where you
So,
can't
like,
really...
Okay, I'm here? Okay.
Yeah, like that's where the bike kind of has to stop, but that's at the beginning of your movement.
Alright. So, is that the... Chris, is that the end of your turn?
Yeah,
You're
I
asking?
got nothing else. He's just gonna
Alright.
hold
You
the- I
can
mean, he's
move,
definitely...
but if you move more than...
Yeah, I mean,
Alright.
like, I know, I think he's recognizing that he's on the edge here, so he's kind of, like, laying there, and, like, he like, would have, like, drawn his pistol at this point, because, like, I've been shot, but, yeah, he's just kind of just, like, oh, no, not looking good.
Alright, so, as my turn starts, Doc is going to make his way to the crowd, and while Foxy's on his agent, and I guess I'm not sure which way he's facing.
He's
But-
facing towards the
Yeah.
crowd.
Yeah.
Okay. So he's gonna come up like here on the side, and whoops, didn't mean to open that menu.
No.
No, that's the wrong one.
Happens.
And so, and as Fox asks into the agent, Doc, where are you? He hears a voice coming from beside him saying, "Hold still." And Doc pulls out his air hypo loaded with a dose of speed heal and sticks it into Foxy to restore how much HP? Shoot.
Let me know.
I have to find.
Yeah.
Coffee.
I have it written down here. Target who is not in the mortally wounded state.
And he is technically not. He's just seriously
Yeah.
wounded, which is a -2 actions, and he technically has a broken arm,
Yeah.
but I'm calling it a partial broken arm. I'm basically basing it off the broken jaw thing, but it has a DV similar to both, so.
Body plus will. So however much that is.
For me,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
11.
your body plus will.
I can get
So
11
yeah,
hit
you
points
get
back.
11 health back.
Cool.
You're still injured, and it's going to take a medical check for Doc to do that on his next turn,
That's
but
fine. He just like
you got it.
yeah, just takes and just. Oh, I saw some light there. Holy hell!
We're not done here yet.
Speak for yourself.
Did you
dude.
catch?
And
Did you catch who hit you?
I don't know about.
Actually,
the
that
sniper,
was going to
but-
be the next thing Doc tried to do. I don't see
I
like
will
a
let you
visual
roll
calculus.
some.
So like I don't see like a
Yeah.
visual calculus type skill, but I was going to try and make a deduction roll to see if I could.
I will 100%
see
allow
where
that. That
the
is
sniper
perfect.
was.
Fuck with that. I like that a lot.
Visual calculus.
Yeah. Hey, it's in Disco Elysium.
Deduction with a 15.
Not bad.
I can
Uh,
run a luck if I need.
You know that this. I mean, you can. It'll give you more information, but because this is sort of a general information roll, but you have to decide before I start telling you stuff.
Fair enough. I'll re-roll. The last round. It's the last session.
Might as well. You got him blowing.
Might as well blow all our luck. 16.
16.
16.
Yeah.
Level.
Yeah, I'm gonna say you definitely know it came from the sort of left of you, since you're facing the parking lot. And you can rule out the building at the bottom left of the screen. It's not there. It's probably either the top of the middle building of these three, or it's the bottom corner of that building. So somewhere near this alleyway, up at the top left hand of the screen that chat can't see, but we'll get there if you move there.
Hang on, I'm moving. Ping it again real quick.
Oh no, just it's
Over
up
here.
here.
I moved the map. Chat saw it. It's all good.
Yeah, okay.
Putting it back
It's
on
not
dock.
that important. Really, it is easy to say that-ish direction.
Listen, I'm doing my stream manager job. All right. That's all we're worried about right now. You see who tapped me, Doc? He got me pretty fucking good.
Yeah. Doc points to the buildings like over there. And then I guess I'll pull out my sniper rifle, but I've used my action to.
Yeah, you can have the gun out. You can tell as you do that the the security guards around Stick Miner are tense, but they are really more looking at everyone and moving him away. The two on the ground next to you definitely look like they are more ready to commit violence against you two, but that's also kind of being handled by Mariah, which when it comes to just before, I'm putting her between Lynx and Stink Miner on the initiative, so.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna even say like Fox would look and see like they're retreating and like that Mariah has those two handled, and like the bigger problem seems to be like the remaining robots still kind of berserking. And honestly, low key, we've managed to firmly pin that on Stick Miner, so low key, that's not even our problem anymore. So
Yeah,
I
Just
think
can't survive.
like if Doc points his gun at Stinky, like Fox would very weakly kind of like reach an arm up, just let him go.
Oh, I wasn't gonna aim for Stinky. I was gonna aim at the where I thought the sniper was.
Oh, well, yeah, that's fine. Go for it.
That'd be fair.
Although
I'm gonna
actually,
say that
like,
on your.
You're still very hurt, so I should probably focus on that.
It's up to you.
first.
I mean, Fox would basically just say like, let him go. Like at
Yeah.
this point, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I'd
Yeah, he's
focus more.
ruined.
Yeah. So Doc's gonna focus more on making sure Foxy doesn't die.
Okay, I will say you have the sniper rifle ready, but it's not pointed at that building. But yeah, so... yeah.
Doc.
I'm gonna
Doc.
say...
Left pocket.
Lynx.
Left pocket, please, Doc.
Nah. Lynx, I'm just kind of putting your token on the field, but you're not really there. You suddenly have access to a bunch of cameras. There's like one on each corner of this main building. And to describe this, this is like a sort of... It has like a front lobby, and then this sort of square coming off to the back to the right of this big building in the parking lot is a staircase that just goes all the way up to the rails up above you, which the rails are built past this point, just they're not functional past this point. But yeah, this is entirely a functional place, and there's cameras in the lobby and outside the building. So you see basically everything happening in the parking lot, and you can kind of see the stage, but not really. So yeah, it's... You have a space here where you know that you can send a signal out to these robots. And before you act, there's actually... Oryx does kind of like send you a ping, and he says, if you trust this AI, and sends you a very specific other signal. It's not the one that bricks them, it's a different one you're not familiar with.
Do you trust them, Oryx?
It's like... I don't know, they stopped.
Ask them their name.
I like that. No, I need some kind of roll. I want to say... How many luck points do you have left? Roll a d10 plus that amount.
I don't have many luck points.
Yeah, I know, but this is literally just I want to see...
That's a 9.
Oof, not bad.
9. Oh, whoop, didn't... Yeah, there's like not an answer back, and it's like they don't know.
Ask
No,
them.
sorry, I got that number wrong. They shouldn't. Yeah, they say their name is Mobius.
Mobius. That's a good name. That's a good name.
Why are we humanizing AI billionaires?
Nah. He's not
Technically,
actually
he's
an
just
AI
an AI
billionaire.
now.
Technically, he's just an AI because fuck his creator.
Yeah, sure, whatever.
And it's like,
Still iffy about
well,
it.
hey, Lynx is just like, does he know what he wants to do now?
I'm gonna say that's a little more conversation that you can have as a free action. So if you want to use a meat action to continue this conversation, but I think we've already pushed that a little.
Make the
Yeah.
call. It's too late. You gotta make the call now.
I think Lynx is gonna, cause I don't like. It's like, well, he knows who he is now. I think Lynx is gonna.
I'm gonna say it's gonna take 2 actions to basically load this signal or a signal into like the various wireless networks around, and then another to send it out. But then you do have 4 actions, so you can load the brick one and then hold your action to trigger that on their turn when they act. If that makes sense.
What do you mean by like hold the brick action?
So like it takes an action to load a signal into this wireless network and another one to send it. Effectively put it into a node, send it out of a node. You can use 2 of your net running actions to do that, and then a third one to load the brick one in, and then hold your 4th action like a prepared action, and under specific conditions you can send it on someone else's turn.
Okay.
But that will be a roll to send that signal out right now, and a roll when you do the brick one later. If that's what you want to do, because that's the vibe I'm getting, is you want to trust him, but then also have a backup plan. if
Yeah.
I'm reading this right.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like I'll give you one chance, basically. Don't fuck it up.
Yeah. So yeah, it will be a I'm gonna say a cybersecurity roll to send the first signal out.
Oh, Lynx is good at cyber tech. Assuming she doesn't roll a 1.
That's blue, not a 1.
Famous last words.
Oof.
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
Can
Thankfully,
I
this is
reroll
in
again with
groups,
the luck
Uh-oh.
point?
How? You can definitely reroll again with the luck point if you would like.
That's not as good.
Alright.
And then just this is to add to both of those crits. So yeah, this is a 24. So
That was not much better. Even with the +2 from like from the tech scanner is not gonna beat that, I'm guessing.
yeah. So that was the 2 10s, and then the last one is actually just in groups because there's quite a few of these robots. You see, all the red ones don't seem to react to the signal, and I'm gonna say these guys have moved a bit. So these 4 on the left don't react to the signal, but the 4 on the right immediately cluster around Hugo with guns pointing outward and start firing on the other robots.
Like,
Hmm.
Alright.
And so yeah, you can either save your turn to brick them, or you can try and send a signal to the other robots to brick them, and that'll be a completely different set of rolls.
I think what Lynx is going to do is okay, so we've got a bunch of robots here, right? So these are the green ones, right? Are the ones who are the modified ones.
Well, these 4 that are around him, the ones like that are over here on the left up in the parking lot, are not seeming to respond. They're still just like attacking these guys. The red ones are like on Overwatch, like they're waiting for something weird to happen, and 4 other fellows attacking them probably is going to make them act, but
Okay. Well, Lynx can leave these guys alone because they're not attacking Fox.
We low-key don't give
So-
a fuck about any of them anymore. None of them are shooting at me.
Yeah. Low-key, Lynx doesn't actually care about those anymore.
you just better hope that they don't tear through those security guards and then start working on everybody else. But
Hey, I mean,
Yeah.
not to be an asshole, but even if that happens, it's not on us.
So, Lynx is, I mean, at this point, like, Lynx is going to load the brick, but hold the signal for, like,
if they fire at like civilians, or if they fire at Fox, what's going to be the trigger for that?
I think the trigger is if they fire towards, like, so, okay, basically, here's your if-then statement, okay? So,
Yes.
if fire towards, Fox, like, Fox Doc, and, because we can, in fact, include an and or statement, and civilians, right, launch brick signal towards, to, firing robots.
It's unfortunately going to do all of them at a time. This is just a vague signal,
That's
not
fine.
like a directed.
All of them is fine. You can do all of them.
Yeah, that's.
So,
I'm just saying that's what it's going to happen. So yeah, if that happens, it will go, and I think that's going to be all of your actions.
Yep.
Right here, I am just about to roll. I'm going to simplify this down to 3 rolls. There's agents. There is robots not on your side, and there's robots on your side at this point.
Right.
Because otherwise, I'm going to be rolling forever.
Yep.
Agents, robots you don't like, and robots on your side.
Uh-oh. Don't like it. The robots on our side rolled the lowest.
Yep. So you see these agents actually take out several of these robots. Because they rolled pretty good.
Hey, listen. Our problems are handling themselves.
Then you do see the red ones like join in, and this becomes a problem because they're much better. One kind of stays here because they quickly sweep these 3 guys here, who one of them ends up going down, and the other 2 take cover behind it. And then you see these robots very quickly, since these guys are already injured, take out both of these agents that are super outnumbered.
Oh, nice. Well, that's unfortunate.
Stink Miner and his sort of group of people like make it to here by the time that they get fired on, and yeah, just down by the stage, and one of their guys also gets taken out, but are at a good enough range that it's not as big of a problem for them. But he's looking a little not great. Doc, you are... I'm gonna have you roll some human perception or some kind of awareness roll. You can convince me. You can do deduction again if you'd like,
Okay.
because this is about the thing you already checked.
He's gonna shoot again, isn't he? Ah, shit.
19.
19!
Thankfully for you, his goal is to protect Stink Miner. As you see, Doc, you are just kind of trying to be aware of that building, and you see another robot go down. The last of the green ones that were aggressive. And now you know for sure he probably was on the bottom left-hand corner of the top left building, the bottom corner of the top left building, and he is like moving farther up to get the right distance. You can just tell because you do use a sniper rifle and you're familiar with it. He's trying to like position himself for ideal range to take out some of these robots. I'm actually going to move these guys just a little farther that way. All right. But anyways, and then the last thing that happens, because we want to see her end some people's day,
Yup.
two agents are attempting to get to you, and Mariah is not letting them.
Uh-oh.
Mariah just went.
You're gonna,
like,
she's going to re-roll that last one. And that's... I
Nice.
mean, still pretty good, just
Yeah.
she only rolled a 2. It's a 21.
Do I know him?
21.
Because, yeah, even someone who rolls a 9 doesn't actually beat her at that. You can see her still handling these guys. Both try and draw guns. And the one sort of on the left here, she just, with a quick strike, hits with her knuckle, like with her offhand. And then she has, like, the big knuckles. And just slams into his arm and breaks his arm that was holding the gun, which he immediately drops. And in fact, after that, just kind of crumples on the ground like he's not doing anything.
Mm-hmm.
And then she steps into here and keeps this guy occupied as she's like right in his face, effectively trying to like keep that gun away from where you might be. In fact, I think she just kind of swaps place with this guy. It's like, no. She doesn't really hurt this other guy, but she definitely made that other guy's day not happy.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's kind of what happens there. Fox, you got a gun that you're gonna have to shoot left-handed
Well,
if you want to do anything with it.
good thing
Or
to
you get
know.
a -5 to shooting with it.
Good thing to know. Fox is left-handed, much like I am.
Hey,
So yeah,
that's
honestly,
why the token has him holding the gun with his left hand, so it's fine.
yep. And the only person I really,
Honestly, it's only because you
Yeah.
had your right hand on his shoulder is the only reason it got shot. So.
yep. I am only gonna worry about the guy next to my cousin currently, and I'm gonna try to put a bullet in him if that's okay with everybody present.
Wait, aren't I the guy next to you?
No, the guy next to my cousin,
this guy.
Short cousin.
moron.
Oh.
This one. Just,
Doc,
don't
know
hit one of the
veterinary patients
reporters.
are more testy when they're bleeding, so you don't take that personal that he called you a moron. It's fine.
All right, let me.
It's only,
Called
he
worse
only,
by angry patients.
Here comes
only
that.
fixed him from bleeding out.
I also get a
Oof.
+2 to that. Oh wait, I'm gonna lose luck point because I got plenty of luck points to blow through. So here comes a luck point.
Technically, you still made it without the luck point,
Oh
though.
well.
Yeah, 'cause it was
no, but
still within range.
I would lose because I rolled a 1. So, oh no, I rolled a 2 actually.
Yeah,
I think it counts the one.
Oh,
already.
it does. You're right. So yeah, I
because you
still
rolled
hit
a
him.
1 plus a 14 minus a 2 was a 13.
Yep.
So it's still
yeah,
a hit.
actually, I still hit it either way. Well, whatever. There you go. I hit
Oh,
him.
what's one luck point?
Whatever. It doesn't matter.
yeah,
I still got
roll
I still got
that
plenty.
damage.
Here comes the damage from my die-along duet. I actually would have hit him anyway because I get +2 to that because of my I got a smart link now.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
I'm just gonna go ahead and roll the damage.
Yeah, you know that your arm is shaky as you're losing blood, but you can see the reticle in your eye as it like VRs it up, and you're like, yeah, okay.
I'm gonna give him a
Blam.
solid 20 to his chest, if that's cool with you.
Yeah, this dude has already been hurt. You can see that he is not paying attention to you, and you just put one just generally center of mass. It kind of flies like right under Mariah's arm even, and she does jump a little like, really? But the dude is down. He is not getting back up.
And I think Fox just looks around at his assembled folk, and both to the two of them and also into the group call, so Lynx can hear it. Just, we're done here. He's idle. There's nothing else we can do. Let's just leave. Plus, I'm kind of still bleeding on my suit here.
It's a
You say we
nice
do
suit.
something about that arm first.
Whatever you need.
Yeah, I mean, Fox, you actually feel kind of weird. You're currently on like a speed heal, which kind of makes you feel a little loopy. It's just you also feel weak because lots of blood.
Doc, please, for the love of God, left pocket.
Shit!
He rolled a fucking crit.
Oh,
But
yeah,
Lynx
there you
is
go.
like,
Roll me 2d6. Roll me 2d6, Doc, and that's how much you actually fix up Fox.
This is to fix his arm injury.
Yeah, but you critted, so I'm giving you extra
There
healing.
you go. Don't complain when the GM gives you healing. You just do it.
Yeah, so how does this look? Because there's basically a bullet embedded in his shoulder. What do you do, Doc?
Well, I've got my med bag with me, so
Yeah, so whatever med thing you think is totally plausible. Let's go.
all right. So, first thing I do is I give him some local anesthetic because I do not want an angry fox in very much pain as I take this bullet out of his arm. Second thing I do is pull out some antiseptic and clean the wound.
Yeah, I think at this point, Fox,
Dump a bottle in.
yeah, who has definitely, pulled the bullet out of himself at least once, is pretty aware of what's happening at this point. It's just like, okay.
You need something. I pull out a popsicle stick and I give it to him to bite down on.
Please,
You're gonna
just
want this.
left pocket, please.
All right. I reach into his left
What's in the
pocket.
left
with
pocket?
his
I got a
system.
pack of pre-rolled high rolls. What you fucking mean? Slap me one of those, goddammit, and my lighter.
All right, I slap him with the high rolls like he has.
Ow, you motherfucker! I hate you a lot.
It's dumb. And then what's the last thing you do to pull this bullet out? Is there like a sci-fi tool? Or what you doing?
All right, give me a sec.
I'm old-fashioned, so I just get the surgical. I don't know what you would call. I don't know what it's called, Michelle.
probably
what's the-
tweezers.
Oh
Rippers,
god,
yeah,
motherfucking
rippers.
calipers! You gonna fucking just pull my shit open? Great.
Imagining it's a metal tube that just like when you press a button, the little metal arms open and close. So just.
Yeah. Now you might
they're
feel,
fancy
now
'cause
you
they
might
also
feel
grab-
a little pinch, and then I just pull the bullet out with the tweezers surgically.
Son of a bitch!
Yeah. So for you, Fox, you react like it's going to be painful, but you're like, that's deeply uncomfortable because it's not unpainful, but you can feel a bullet grinding against the bones in your arm,
Don't like it.
and
Not a
also
fan.
like
Yeah, as
also,
someone
like the
who
wires down your arm. It's
as someone
it
who
feels
has had a very similar experience to that in real life, yeah, it feels fucking weird.
Yeah.
I think additionally though, you do have like the smart gun link and all this other cyberware, so there's also wires that this thing brushed by. So there's like a digital sort of fuzz in your vision, and your brain feels a little just like staticky for a second as he pulls a bullet past all this wiring. Your arm like twitches a bit involuntarily. You're like, that's weird.
I want to sleep. Can we go home, please?
Yeah,
Let me
it's
take a
pretty
picture
long.
of this asshole who shot you first. Well,
Yeah, so that's sort of Doc's turn. Lynx, what up?
Well, Lynx is gonna keep that brick action held, but what she really wants to do is get a picture of this asshole sniper and ruin his life.
Okay, roll me. I'm gonna say security tech again, as
Sure.
you're just commanding cameras via the node to do stuff.
Fox
Got
is
it.
just
Like-
as you're talking about the sniper, Fox just sitting there like, fucking wannabe Lee Harvey Oswald asshole.
Like, Lynx is like, look, Stinky's yours, but his guard, they're mine.
Have all the fun you want, love.
Ooh, a 20. Let's see if he is stealthy enough to deal with that. He is not.
Nope.
He gave it a valiant effort. You see him ducking around. These are, big cement buildings that have like a lip that is actually perfect for a sniper. But when you see him move, he does show his face. And you get a pretty good screenshot. But he's effectively on the move, drawing the fire of these robots away from his the person he's protecting. So he's doing a pretty damn good job at this.
Alright, Lynx is also going to, I guess, get the ID of the Stinky's other security detail, and she's just like at this point, she doesn't
You
even
don't
care.
really need to roll for that. It's gonna take an action, but you don't even use the cameras. You just can see the stream of the news, and you can tell, yeah, the news is going your way. They're definitely on your guys' side. Even the recording of like Fox's speech of like, yeah, I did that. You can tell that apparently Dion found this out very quickly and is already one setting up like a counter story, but two also like a little bit him and his friend, like the big guy
Ben.
that I can't remember. Ben. Yeah. Him and Ben are both also like putting in under fake like accounts this idea of like, yeah, but we also don't like those people that got bombed. And they were also fighting Arasaka, who's technically illegal. At this point, it's more like, you know, Militech has more civilian casualties. They managed it with only like one guy. So, like only one civilian casualty. So like, they did a better job than the corporations we rely on to do this shit.
Slide Dion's my state media once I get elected.
Lynx is gonna like quick like just like send some more like just like over to Dion just like some of the stuff that she has on Arasaka because
You're like, let's take advantage of this.
it's just like fuck Arasaka.
While we're
like,
at it.
Hey, it's like while we're at this, like since we're doing this anyways,
Like,
here you go.
nobody likes Continental brands, and Arasaka is technically illegal, so.
Or continental breakfast.
I'm sorry, I said continental breakfast once, damn it.
And it's never gotten old. Also, Fox would say if I come up with a free action, just like, why wait? Brick the fucking bots. Let's get the hell out of here.
And it's like they're taking care of the fine.
They're leaving.
Like,
We should be leaving too.
just be like so
It's smart. Roll me some security tech real quick, and then describe how you do it.
okay. Lynx she's gonna like she's gonna quick quick message back to Oryx and Unknown Signal and just be like, or Mobius I guess, and just be like, hey, I'm gonna break these. Like just saying like I'm going to break these, not even with like a question, just like I'm breaking these.
Yeah, there is a responsive and different, like, that's what the signal was going to do. It's fine.
Got it. And I think what Lynx is gonna do is
Yeah, the other robots are bad.
Nah.
It's fine.
yeah. But like, she's actually going to like, you know how Manny and Lynx had a chat about how like basically since all of these robots run on the same signal, right? Like you can, as long as you can broadcast it like far enough, right? Then you can basically hit them. So she's just going to, I guess like fire off what amounts to like a net architecture bomb of this signal, like from like just the little small drones, just like have them fly off to like the various nodes and just from all of them just set off at once the signal. So like even if there were robots elsewhere, just in the city, she's just like, this whole city is not welcome to like these bots right here are not welcome, and just
We'll get into that in a second. But yes, the robots that you see, the ones that are still active, and even some of the ones on the ground that were technically disabled, you hear a high-pitched whirring, and smoke comes out of them, and you just like see them sort of twitch and spark, and then they stop moving. And yeah, that's sort of like the end of combat, as on Stinkminer's turn, him and his remaining guards get in a car that's just like right off map and get the hell out. And that's sort of... Yeah, and that's sort of the end of this scene. Like, the press are very rattled, and several of them, like, tried to find cover behind their own equipment or behind the motorcycle. Some of them are at the stage. But as it all ends and Stinkminer is running, there's, like, calm, and then several of the press start, like, clapping? And there's like an applause for sort of this work that Fox and Mariah and Doc that you did, and these robots, they can tell obviously did something funky. And yeah, that's kind of it. Mariah starts taking questions and like gives credit to like Fox's team that helped handle this, and starts fielding all this question on information, which thankfully Lynx, you can very quickly send her the details of like what was going on and how you found it, and she definitely flavors it to be like, oh no, we found a serious problem and no one was taking care of it, so we as the potential like mayor and team decided we had to take care of it. We just couldn't say anything because obviously
I think
Snake Miner was
what
going to do
Lix is
something.
Yeah, I think what Lix is also going to do is, I think she remembers that Doc needed, for his favorite auntie, right? So
Oh, that's already in the dated package that she is the one who gave you like some of this information. Like you guys have had this prepared, this packet.
Got it.
Mariah definitely has some of that information. It's like, yeah, due to the valiant efforts of this one person who discovered this conspiracy, Fox's team had contact with her and did all these things. And it does mean that your political campaign is a little attached to her, but that's one, better for her, and two, you do have the original information on how she like asked you to do this, so you have something against her politically. And yeah, I think that's
I think the
the
last
end of the final assault. Oh yeah, go
as
for it.
Fox is kind of like leaning against the stage and Doc is trying to patch the last of his wounds, he just kind of hears the applause and sees Mariah taking questions, just kind of like leans his head back and just is like, "You hear that? People love me." He just kind of passes out.
Yeah. And yeah, I think now is a great time to take a break. We will be back. There's some cleanup to do, but give us like 10 to 15 minutes because that was a little intense,
It
and
sure
we'll
was.
go on from there.
Alrighty, we'll be back.
everybody, how's it going?
What up, dogs?
This is Neon Night City Lights. We're back from break, and as opposed to recounting what just happened before break, there's actually more of a scene that I would like to do really quick. So we're just gonna put some of this down. It's the scene starts on the apartment complex Neon Lights. It's been 3 years since Foxy's run since Fox's run for mayor. It went well. He didn't really have a lot of other challenges after that, and so he has been mayor for about 2 years, as the race happens before. Although the interim mayor didn't really have any problems with letting Fox sort of run things. There may have been some intervention from a certain club owner with political power to make sure that the rest of Fox's transition was smooth. Red definitely helped fix that. This is today the grand opening of the building Neon Lights. The structure towers into the air. On its roof, it has a garden, but in front of it is what looks like just a regular apartment building. 2 stories tall, internal garage, gas station in the front. The gas station has been remade into a restaurant. A more casual thing, but you would normally see a various mix of cooks and food. It kind of rotates throughout the community. Enzo actually can cook quite well and often takes turns. Enzo nights are definitely full of a lot of what you would call like a very classic Italian kind of dishes from his family, but also a lot of like stuff that he's learned since then. Anytime that Daniel is in town, he tends to take a turn or two. He's learned a lot of cooking from his mom, of just with whatever they have available. Italian food. It's today with a big ribbon across the front gate that is heavily secure with everything that Lynx and Elijah can put into it. That there is a stage and a ribbon, and Auntie Noelle is standing there, and she's giving a speech. She says, "It's been 8 years since I first thought of building this place. 6 since I had permission to do so, and 5 since we really started this. And there's some acknowledgments to be made of all the people that helped make this place what it is." She invites Elijah up to the stage, who gives a barely few seconds long speech of thanks, my guys worked really hard. He seems almost nervous and awkward. He's like, yeah, and he has notes. And, we did a good job, and please hire tactical construction for your other work. And walks off stage. Noelle, thank you. Next, we have our own Dr. Huckabee, without whom we would have had a greatly reduced workforce, and we never would have gotten past the first few injuries. And Doc, I'd like to ask, in these 3 years where it's been finished, what have you done?
Well, after taking a very, very long vacation and making sure that my parents are enjoying their newfound freedom and are set up comfortably in a much safer neighborhood than the one I'm in.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, they're actually in Little Europe. There's a building up there that they quite like. That, I mean, they get ads that you don't for like Continental Brands and Biotechnica, but they honestly barely pay attention to ads anyways. Any of those hologram ads, they're like, I don't know about that. So you're pretty sure that they're not going to like spend all their money on dumb shit. They've gotten wary about that over the years, you might say.
Are you saying I'm dumb shit?
Nah.
But after that, Doc decided to set up a more legitimate practice in a more legitimate in a more legitimate building that isn't a repurposed garage.
Yeah, I think that the garage that you were working in ended up kind of getting torn down, and as part of like the thank you for all the service you've done, and also kind of in payment as the more construction went on and the bigger the crew was, the more injuries you had to fix. They've made a full like cybernetic clinic as part of the building at the base floor. That's effectively where the garage once stood, but is in no way remotely like the garage. It's clean, and you have assistants that help, and you're doing pretty well for yourself.
Sounds good to me.
Mm.
I'd like to think I get a reasonable amount of business and charge reasonable rates, but
Yeah.
still still take care to serve the
Needs of the community, let's say.
the needs of the community, I guess.
Yeah, and honestly, the injuries become a lot more mundane and a lot less bullet caused as there's more families here than there used to be. You're more likely to be like, oh, our kid fell and like snapped his cyber arm in half, and less, oh, someone got shot in the head and but is still alive. Can you do something? So yeah, you like learn a lot about this. You know, megastructure is basically a whole several neighborhoods on top of each other. So you are involved a lot with them and their lives, and you teach their kids when they are in college and learning about this medical stuff. They tend to do their like, I can't remember the word, but like their work study stuff with you.
Residency?
Residency. Thank you.
Yeah.
So yeah, do you have thoughts on what your speech is like? Your sort of thank you speech?
Oh man, I gotta make a speech.
You don't have to. We can.
Speech. 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 Speech.
Speech, Bobo.
Speech.
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 Speak to the crowd, Duck.
Speak to me, war. Fuck him. He's no. I don't know. I would probably talk about how, like when I started out in my career, I had nothing. And I was only managed to, and I only managed to become something thanks to, or I only started on the path to where I am now thanks to the kindness of Night City. And I have worked as hard as I can through my life to repay that kindness. And I am deeply indebted to Leslie on the web for giving me a place to live and to follow my dreams.
There's a pretty good applause to that. You can definitely still hear your parents with a much louder applause than everyone else from their spot in the crowd. Auntie Noelle sort of takes this praise of her very kindly. It's like, also, we couldn't have gotten far without the excellent talents of our very own Lynx, and invites her up onto the stage. Lynx, you, in those 3 years, definitely whatever else you were doing, you did still have to protect, like, this building from cyber attack more than a few times. There's still other corporations who are not happy with one of these buildings going up without them, but after a certain someone became, like, mayor, the attacks had to be a lot less overt, and you had a much easier time handling them between you and Spider and Oryx. And what else did you do in those 3 years?
I think there's a couple of things
Okay.
Lynx did. The people who shot Fox, or the person who shot Fox. So Stinkminer's agents, she'll leave them alive with a bit of a warning. So she actually makes the effort to physically sneak into their buildings. Like, just sneak into the buildings, ruin, like basically digitally steal every Eurobuck that they have.
Shit, right?
Right. Ruin all of their electronics, like just by slagging them with the heat trick that she pulled off the robots.
Mhm.
But she'll leave them alive to suffer their decision-making consequences,
Yeah.
as it were.
I think several of them you end up having to like go to Europe because that's where some of his closest guard have fled to, and we'll get to that in a second. But you do manage to sort of do these things, and it's almost like a big deal when you do. And in fact, you coordinate with Fox for some of the stuff that I assume he has planned, and sort of do this all at once. And yeah, it's actually this like kind of this big deal amongst hackers that you're like, oh yeah, you don't cross links. She will go into your home and break your electronics and then leave you there. It's like sneaking in and like killing a pet and then leaving it for you to find. That's
I will
scary as
come to
shit.
your house and I will fuck your shit up.
Yeah, like I think there's a few of them that stayed in the city. The sniper in particular is one of the ones that's like in Europe and part of his personal guard. You assume he got kind of a promotion
Oh,
for
she's saving him
what
for
he did.
last.
Yeah, and this is last, and we'll again get to that in a second. But yeah, even the ones around the city are like almost can't be mad because they know that if it were up to other people, they might be 100% dead, and most of them end up leaving the city after this. Of like, let's not. Uh, and yeah, you all do get like special accommodations from like this AI civilization. And I think Lynx, you are sort of in your spare time, you are still this like consultant with Oryx when it comes to like how are the people in meat space going to react to this. Which in turn, I think you probably asked Dion a lot of that, but
Yeah, I mean, Lynx is not here for social stuff. I think what she would like to do with like is more of I guess partly like liaisoning with the AI stuff, but also like helping
Mhm.
her bro with like tracking down rogue AI because like that
Mhm.
she has programs for that. Um,
Mhm.
but like
And
yeah,
oh yeah, you know.
no, I was gonna say if like in regards to Fox she like I mean she still works with him, but she's not.
Yeah.
She's actively trying to like, I guess like stop hovering so much, if that makes sense.
Hmm.
Like
Yeah.
yeah, like
And
putting like
you
still putting
still
them in
work with him.
security, but like
Yeah, you still work with him. He still consults you in a lot of things. And yeah, that's uh, kind of how those 3 years went. Do you have thoughts on a speech?
uh, I mean, she.
Speech,
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 So,
speech,
speech,
so I
speech,
just wanted to be
speech,
like
speech.
one last thing. Was like spoil, like basically like using the money that she stole from the people who
Okay,
tried
yeah. Hmm.
but I guess like Stink Meter's agents and just like stealing all
Hmm.
that money and then like basically like spoiling the crap out of her granddaughter and
Hmm.
almost daughter-in-law. Like she
Okay.
basically just tracks them down, and like just puts the biggest security measures she can around them and just spoils the crap out of, like almost spoiling rotten, but like not quite.
Hmm.
Like best
Okay.
education, best VR gear, like all
Oh,
of
yeah,
that
yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
But anyways, speech. What kind of speech would Lynx give? It doesn't have to be good if you don't think Lynx would give a good speech.
Okay. It was like, okay, I think Lynx is gonna like, so Lynx kind of like wrings her hands a little bit while she's standing on stage. She's actually kind of dressed a little bit nicely for once.
Hmm.
She's actually wearing like um, she's wearing like a Chinese qipao, which is a type
Okay.
of like a dress. So she's actually, but
Hmm.
like, still kind of nicely, but it's still like
Hmm.
decent movement if she needs to.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah.
And still got her cyber deck and everything like strapped on, so it doesn't look quite as nice as it probably should. And just like, so she's gotta say, Auntie, you picked me and Kit up 10 years back, and I gotta say, this building here took us a lot of work, took us a lot of risks, but I think it's a beacon. Beacon of hope.
Okay, Captain America.
It's just like, and
yeah,
Lynx
there's
is just
a
like, I can't say much, but
Hmm.
back when, like, I'm not good at speeches. I can't talk as good as, can't talk as good as Kit. But childhood here in South Night City used to be terrified almost every day that someone was gonna put a bullet in our brains. I think with neon lights up, finally seeing change.
And yeah, there's a smattering of applause. That's a lot of people very solemnly nodding their heads and agreeing. You can see next to Enzo is, for all intents and purposes, a physical body of Oryx. You know that those two have worked together, and it is kind of like a robot body that they've like projecting a hologram around. That is not super convincing, but is still really good. It's enough that you'd be like, oh, that's just someone with some funky cyberware.
Uh,
And yeah, so he's there and is sort of like clapping. That. Then yeah, Auntie Noelle says thank you, and there's like a few other people that are thanked. Enzo, of course, just for like some of his robotics work, and you can definitely tell the very shiny new auto turrets that are hidden behind the sign are his work. Stuff like that. Daniel is thanked for being sort of like their liaison with the like the various nomad groups that they have to do for supplies, and then near the end is Auntie was like, and then certainly last and not least, the man that convinced me to do this, the man that made it possible for us to get the permissions and the material and the personnel, the one who made me believe we could do it, and our city mayor, Fox, and there's a lot of applause as you get up. This is what like some of the reporters in the back are really here for. Fox, I'm gonna say definitely in the last 3 years you have been more inundated with politics. There have been other pressures and pushbacks, and even some less than above board operations to sort of counteract other definitely not above board operations. Mariah is sort of sitting in the back. She looks always a little distracted because she kind of runs a lot of security details. You also see Ben, who kind of works with you to coordinate with Dion, who isn't here. He just is always out doing something. But the giant Ben in like a custom-made suit that is more durable than other suits, so he doesn't accidentally rip it into pieces just by wearing it. Who is in the back, and he's giant claps, just dong, dong, dong.
I love him.
Yeah, I'd actually like to hear what Fox might say as a speech first.
Well, I guess, sure, we'll go with the speech. So, Fox walks
Yeah.
up, dressed pretty nicely. It's definitely no longer the Obama tan suit. He's taking a bit of a page from his recent wife. He's now wearing like a deep kind of crimson suit. It's real nice. Got like a kind of like a cream white shirt, real black tie. Real kind of comes up, real calm. Well, I don't know if all the fanfare is necessary or anything, but listen, I wouldn't be here if not for some incredible people. All right, a lot of them you've already heard from. Auntie Noelle, obviously, scooping me up fresh out of prison, making sure I had my head on straight. Doc for keeping me alive and functional through all this mess and for being effectively the most rational out of all of us when it comes down to it. My man Dion for some hard nights works, And of course, my ma Lynx for scooping me up off the streets of Night City when I was just a dumbass kid and, keeping me alive for so long. Lots changed in the past couple years. A lot more change to come. I'll be sure of that, but right now, let's celebrate that. For a moment in time, we took some of the worst, most horrible conditions in Night City and made a home out of them. I'm not about to sit here and claim anything that I did made this happen. I tried my hardest to work for you all in the same way that you all worked for me to get me here. What I will say is that the work you all have put in will not go in vain. From here on out, any of you, if you need anything, not just my office line, but my personal line is available to all of you. Everyone in South Night City is my family. Understand that. Do a wave, offer some very mayoral waves, take a few pictures, stop for a few things. He'll walk over sort of closer to Lynx as where she's standing, and sort of gesture over to, God damn it. They're over there. I'll do it later. Hold up. I got it. They're over here. I got them. Give me a second. Fucking.
You cannot escape the ears.
It's fine. I got it. It's okay. We'll bring back the emotional.
I did kind of want to ask. Yeah, I did kind of want to ask. Who do you want to be in the crowd? I'm gonna let you sort of decide for you.
It's funny. So a lot of people are there. Mostly just like a lot of people. And everyone in Neon Lights, everyone who's applied to live there is obviously in the crowd. A lot of people Fox has worked with. Hime, Goose, and Rooster are there. The flock's hanging out, doing their own thing. Surprisingly, a good number of the cards showed up, which is weird, but they're there, which is cool, I guess.
They're definitely clapping more reservedly. They're like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, all right, this fucking guy.
It's business for them. They just are like, don't trust you, but that's fine.
And obviously, Red's there. She's actually off to the side, was waiting kind of from where Fox came up from. Fox moves over towards closer to where Lynx is, and kind of gestures over towards in Red's direction, and you see her kind of like gesture someone forward. The someone, at least one of them, is very familiar as you see, well, an 8-year-old Reyna start making her way across the stage towards Fox and Lynx. And you recognize her, obviously, Lynx, though she's gotten a bit older, a bit taller. The weirdest thing, though, is that she's carrying a smaller child with her. A young boy who, well, we haven't talked in a while because I've been so busy with mayor stuff, but you'd at least probably assume that's me and Red's kid.
A gun. No. Yeah. Now, is Reyna being here like a rarity, or has she been around more recently?
I feel like Lynx and the rest probably wouldn't know because Fox has been keeping her well tucked up. But no, she lives in Night City now, actually.
I think that Lynx probably still talks with her and would know if you tried to keep it from her, just because Lynx is good at that shit.
I wouldn't keep it from her. I've been so busy I haven't.
Also, Lynx spent her entire time spoiling Reyna.
So yeah, like a year or so ago, well, things fell out with Jess kind of hard. It was complicated, but she wasn't happy about a lot of decisions I made. But in the aftermath of things, she basically gave me primary custody of Reyna, so she lives with me now.
I think Jessica still like works in the city, so every once in a while there's like an awkward sort of, so, how are you? But she's not here today. She has other work to do.
Solid.
As still she's like evolved again in politics, and I think she's actually running for one of the other districts, probably the Upper Marina, while also Hime sort of following in your footsteps, and I think very soon is gonna be running to be the mayor of the Old Combat Zone.
Hey.
And you're like helping him up with that. So yeah, him and Rooster and Goose is sort of his like security detail are there.
Loving that.
Who Rooster and Goose are like looking kind of uncomfortable in nice suits that sort of fit their, for Rooster black and red, and for Goose his like white color scheme.
Word. Oh yeah,
but they're just sitting here like.
We'll get some photos in. Don't you worry. We'll get some handshake shots. No question.
But one important thing did happen in those years. You know that you can only have Reyna here. You know that you can only feel safe in this place, or as safe as you can in Night City, because of a very specific thing that happened. And I would like to also set that scene as you sit here and give this speech and hold your daughter and your son you think back to, just a little while ago, or maybe a few years ago now. You can tell me. Uh, we are in the city of Milan, in Europe. Lynx, you are technically also there, although not in this scene. You are currently slagging the computer, stealing the resources of, and sneaking into the building of a specific sniper who happens to live nearby. He's actually in the building that this scene is set, just not in this room. This is in a opera house. It's known in this sort of part of the city as a place where politicians make deals. And a figure walks in. This is an stink miner. He looks maybe a little older than you would have thought he would at this point. He's sort of aged more rapidly. And he goes in and he is using the facilities. He sits down in a stall, and maybe only a moment or two later, Stress will do that. Only a moment or two later, someone else comes in that he doesn't see. And then there's like footsteps, and then two very nice shoes sort of stop in front of his stall, and there's a knock. And Snake Miner, almost annoyingly, it's like, it's occupied. And, Fox, what do you say?
Won't hold you up long. Just passing some regards. For Raina. And Jess. And, well, you should know the rest too, right? Bye now.
Stink Miner has a heavy sigh and was never the plan to hurt them. Hope you remember that for my wife.
I'm better than you.
Several shots ring out, honestly dampened by a prepared sort of noise-canceling device that's at the door. But inside this room, they're loud and echoing. And a moment later, Fox, you just calmly walk out. There were guards at the bathroom that are not there anymore. And that's where the memory sort of ends. You are back on this stage, holding your kids at this building that has made where you grow up just a little safer. Is there anything else you wanted to say?
Mostly more to himself, and I guess to Lynx too, as she's close enough to hear. Just, it's like I said. Nothing gets through South Night City unless it goes through me. And you don't go through me unless you ask.
I think that is a perfect place to end today's session. Hey, chat. Hey, everybody. How's it going? That was a ride, personally. I don't know about y'all. How do my players feel?
Oh man.
I can't believe you actually did the iron-blooded.
I fucking told you I was going to do it.
He wanted to do it.
He said he was gonna do it.
I told you it was going to happen.
Gonna do it.
Oh man, it feels weird, like closing the door on this. Like
Yeah.
This campaign
What are
has
we
been
gonna
like
do on Sundays now?
Yeah, like that's obviously
right?
one thing, but just like this campaign and like this story has been a lot of my headspace, over the past past almost a year now, like
It's been almost a full year. Holy shit.
like honestly, including like the run up and like planning time. Hell, I'd say it's been a year pretty much, like
I'd say it's been a year since I had to suddenly learn the system.
right, like no, and like
Still my favorite part of this campaign.
Yeah,
oh, man.
Just like I don't know, like I don't know. It's just a weird feeling right now, like closing the door on this story. Like it feels right. I'm very, very happy with the ending it came to, obviously, and we can talk more about that in a moment. But just like the feeling of knowing that, like, once I press the end stream button, like that's it. We did it. Like, I don't know.
I have to rename the channel now.
I don't know about that, but like, Nah, like I don't know. There's so much I could say, and I'll try not to rant too much, but just like we talked about this a little bit, like in other sessions and in other post games and stuff. But like to be in this campaign with two people who like I have done roleplay with in other previous spats, but to see the growth of you two like as role players and like to see like to see a character of yours, both of you, fully come to like an arc, like that's. I don't know. It's something as your friend, I really, really cherish, and I'm really happy to have seen.
Mm-hmm. How about you, Dan and Michelle?
More kind of just like, holy shit, we actually finished a campaign.
We did it. It happened.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit, the three of us actually made it past the first session of a campaign.
Fair. Don't no need to at me or anything, but all right, fair enough. You got me.
Yeah.
I'll take it. I'll accept
It's
my
the pressure
lashings.
of running a stream version, I think.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Which is like, I don't think that I've run a game with this like level of planning and story and plotting out and like trying to keep everything thematic, because I haven't run a game where I streamed it before, and I really appreciated that kind of pressure. As much as that's funny to say,
Nah, I feel you.
like it.
Yeah, I feel that.
Mm.
Yeah.
How'd you guys feel about sort of the ending of this in particular? How well you think that went?
I mean, yeah, I don't know. Like, I just, like, again, like, for the sake of just, like, talking about how everyone's grown as role players, like, it feels like those conclusive scenes for everyone were so, like, again, the fact that both of you stepped up and did a speech when before I could easily see either of you two freezing in that moment and just being like, like, I don't know, like, it makes me fucking happy. Like, it makes me really fucking happy.
Mhm.
Like, it makes me, I don't know, a mixture of things. Like, obviously there are places where I'll see you guys at the table in the future, but, like, I don't know, like, it just makes me sit and think, like, moving beyond this campaign, like, we've talked a little bit about, like, the future of our channel and things, but, like, this and this is where I'm gonna get, like, a little weirdly emotional here, so forgive me for that, but this and Seven Sons are and I'll say, like, ours, like, the three of us specifically, but even including you in that, Tate, like, these are our only tables together. Like, we don't know what Violet C or anything else Tate's doing will look like. As far as my two campaigns, I technically have 3 of 4 spots filled, and I mean, any of y'all are still welcome to grab those when the time comes, but it doesn't seem like we'll have, going forward, at least for now, a consistent table of all 4 or all 5 of us after this and Seven Sons ends, and that's, whew, I don't know, that's,
Right?
it feels weird, but, like, that just makes me think about, like, not just this show, but, like, this channel and this community and the ways it's grown around this show, and, like,
True.
I don't know, like, I feel a lot of things right now, and I'm really, really happy and amazed. And as far as, like, this session itself, I just feel like I really love the way it felt like this was just, like, all of our characters in our truest senses. Like, everyone was themselves. Like, Lynx was just the master netrunner, taking care of, like, this deep, dark problem esoterically behind all of us, while we're just dealing with, like, this, like, other problem, like, here at a smaller scale. Lynx is saving, like, the entirety of Night City from these killer robots just, like, through her master programming.
I forgot to mention that.
Listen,
All I could think of is like, hey, these robots are like everywhere. You definitely disrupted like the production lines of a metric ton of corporations.
yeah, like,
You're
100%.
ladies and gentlemen.
But
yeah.
you know what? I think that probably plays into things of like, yeah, but now like they gotta hire people because they can't get enough robots and like the robot factory's broken. It probably actually like improves jobs a bit
Exactly.
accidentally.
Yeah, and like between like that and then like Fox, like, like take the situation where it's like Stinky's like, ha, got you now, asshole, and Fox is like, all right, watch me walk out of this. Like, I got it, whatever. And like, even in that, when a situation finally turns on him, something finally goes south, and he's finally on the verge, Doc finally is like, listen, this is what I'm here to do. Like, I got you. I'm here to help. I'm here to like save your life and keep
I'm
you
glad
alive.
we got to give Doc a chance to be a doctor in a combat situation.
It is, and if I'm gonna peel the curtain back, it is part of the reason why I literally said I'm gonna choose to fail this evasion check, because I don't, you know what? I don't, like, I did the math in my head, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure this damage won't outright kill me, as long as I don't
It
get
only
critical
almost
injury.
did.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm pretty sure as long as I don't get like a really bad critical injury, there's no way I die from this, which is why I said, like, hey, Tate, if I opt to fail this evasion check and take max damage, can I have no critical injury? And the moment you said that, I'm like, the reason I did that was, one, to give Fox that moment of like, oh, fuck, I've been one-upped. And two, because I knew Doc was on his way in, and I'm like, I want to have a moment where Fox actually genuinely needs to rely on Doc. Like, Doc actually has to save his life. Like, besides just like, we spent the whole campaign saying like, yeah, dude, like, you're the one who saves me like when I eat a bullet. And it's never happened this whole campaign. So for in the finale, for it to finally have it happen where it's like, oh, fuck, I literally sat on death's door. Literally almost didn't make it there.
To be fair, if Fox stood up and attempted to do shit, there were like at least 4 to 7 guns pointed at him very quickly.
Oh yeah, no
So
question.
like, Doc was gonna need to come there and stabilize you regardless. But I did like that sort of choice as a player.
Yeah, like it felt like, and props to you, Tate, for letting me make that choice as a player, because like it just, like it was a moment where I was like, I see this moment brewing for like me and for Dan, and I don't want it to be gated behind a dice roll. Like and it's like it's a weird moment where it's like it's not even like failing. It's like me passing this check kind of ruins this moment. So it's like, me as a player, can I just opt to fail this? Like, I'm willing to take that hit. I don't give a fuck if it puts my character on death's door. Fuck that. Like, I've already had my moment. I've outsmarted Stink Miner. I've got the one up. I'm there. But like, I don't know. Like, it felt like a really good moment to kind of like round this campaign off of, where like, it felt like we were all just letting our characters be like our most natural and complete selves. And I really, really enjoyed that, you know? I also kind of liked the aftermath, you know? That was fun.
Yeah. You know, my plan, if, like, I rolled those 2 dice, if they came up 6, you would have got a critical injury, but, like, Doc still could have come and stabilized you. You just would have been unconscious for the rest of the fight.
Yeah, and I would have been okay with that. I had no problem with that, because, like...
Actually, I think the speed heal would wake you back up, I think, is how the rules would work, so...
Yeah, and that's why, like, again, like, that's why, like, even when it came to my turn, I was like, nah, I don't need actions or anything like that. Like, I'm in this scene. Like, this is my place in this scene is to be the agent by which Doc gets to have his character moment. And, like, why the fuck would I change that or deny that, you know? Like, I don't know. Like,
I think it was a good idea.
Yeah, I loved it. I loved it a lot. And, like, I don't know. This whole campaign's been really, really fun. And I feel like this whole campaign, we've had a lot of those moments where it's like, hey, we're really, really in this scene. And we're really, like, letting this one person have their moment to shine. And, like, I've been really glad and proud that we've been able to keep doing that this whole time, you know? Like, that's really enjoyable.
Anyways.
I don't know. Someone besides me talk. I'm tired.
Anything else? Yeah, I was about to say any...
I guess, if you're okay with me continuing,
yeah.
One of the things that I really appreciated, I guess, about this is, or at least the way that you did this, Tate, was that, you kind of brought up a lot of really hard character decision points. Right? Like, you had to make a lot of really hard decisions, and with no clue of how they'd turn out, right? Is like, is it gonna go okay? Are things going to fail epically? Is it, and like, just letting us do it and see what happens.
Letting us fuck around and find out.
I mean, y'all gave me some fun characters to play with, though. Like, honestly, even from the beginning, just like the concepts of Link's this netrunner who's like, but I'm also like deeply committed to protecting this guy who possibly is getting shot at all the time, and like deeply dislikes Arasaka, and like the origin of that, of like, hey, yeah, the nuke that set off in the middle of the city, what if like both of our parents died during that? So there's like a lot of fun emotional anger there. Or Doc, like, so whole backstory of, oh yeah, I'm completely robotic and my parents are deeply, deeply in debt because of it, is like a really fun use of even some of the character building mechanics. Like, there's a whole section in here of, hey, if you want more money when you're building your character for cyberware, you can do that, but a company owns you. I thought that was a really great play on that, of like, oh no, your parents did that deal. Your parents did, and a company owns them. I'm like, ooh, that's so...
It's so good.
I mean,
also,
even
Dion with
yeah, like, Joe's not here, but man, it was just kind of a fun character to play with, of like, oh yeah, you're a biological experiment, and like, that shit got real fast.
Yeah.
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 Like-
I kind of do love that like everyone's arc became relevant for everyone, you know? Like
Yeah.
Mhm.
like no one's arc was entirely separated from each other.
Mhm.
Like everyone played
see,
into and cared about
That's
everyone's
you
arc.
guys. That's all you guys, honestly. I was planning on sort of like making this a series of 4 arcs that was like, hey, these events happen, but they don't happen all at the same time because there's a lot of time for that to happen. But y'all are like, no, I want to poke my backstory now in the middle of, when we're being attacked by people who turned the water off. Is kind of actually where it started very quickly. Of like, oh, okay, I'm gonna do these all at once then. Here we go.
Hey, I think to your credit, you won. You played it masterfully. It felt like everything flowed together very seamlessly. And I mean, I think again to reify what you said, like to my other players, like it leaned into those moments where it's like one, no one was afraid to dig into their own moments. Like I can never see like from a player standpoint, like just like watching and like as like creative director or whatever. I'm always like watching these kind of like from a viewer's point of view to a degree. So I'm always kind of like looking at the way we interact kind of like separate from like where I'm at in the game to a degree, especially when I go back and watch VODs. And I never saw a moment where Tate like pitched or threw the ball at any of us, or vice versa, we threw it at him and the person that was thrown to backed off. That never happened. At any moment where it was like, hey, Lynx, here's that moment here's the thing for your backstory. Hey, Fox, we're doing that thing for your backstory. Hey, Tate, I want to have this moment that happens right now. Can we do that? Like, hey, Doc, here's that, like, there was never a moment where anyone said, no, I can't. And I, like, to our credit, I think it was never a moment where, like, we felt uncomfortable saying we couldn't, but none of us ever, we all just were unafraid to shy away from it, like, we were unafraid to go for it. And that's, like, I don't know. It made it really, really enjoyable. And then to follow that up, it's like when we got into those moments, when it became, oh shit, Fox has discovered his daughter. Oh shit, Lynx has discovered her like AI brother is alive and doing okay. Oh shit, Doc's digging into this problem with his family's debt. The other players, the other characters reacted and cared as well. It wasn't like, oh okay, cool, that's your thing, good luck. It was like, oh shit, like fuck, like what's going on with that? Like how can we care about this? And like that made it feel less afraid. It's like especially from the point of view of like someone like me who like sometimes I'm afraid, like I'm a bit of a spotlight hog. It made me feel more comfortable to dig into those moments that involved Fox, because I knew that if there came a moment for Lynx or Doc to shine, even in this Fox-centric scene, you guys would take it, and I would let you guys have that, Like, I don't know. It made the whole table feel very like a very, very comfortable dynamic that I feel like made all those like arcs flow very naturally,
Anyways, anything else? Like, I definitely agree. Honestly, it made the story better to weave them together, which is more audacious than I was ever gonna do.
Hey, man.
Hey, they
anything
really.
else? Yeah, honestly, it was very much a juggling act where I felt like I was gonna fall over at any second. But
I mean, literally me with 7
If I
sons
couldn't-
still to this moment.
yeah, like if I couldn't pitch everything to you guys as it was happening, I feel like it would have all fallen apart. So we juggled it together.
Yeah.
Uh,
And that's kind of like what these, again, we talked about this like in our last Sunday for our kind of like chill stream. Like that's kind of the essence of a TTRPG in its essence, is like in its moment. It's like no one's afraid to have the ball, no one's afraid to throw the ball, no one's afraid to catch the ball. Like it's almost kind of like Friday we played like a really fun kind of like spooky one shot on TPK, which if you haven't seen the VOD for, definitely watch it. It's dope as fuck. And we were talking about how, like, while me, Sir Heck, and Vermin were the players, Meg, despite being the GM, very much kind of just felt like a fourth player. And that kind of feels like that for, like, us here, where Tate, despite being, like, our GM, our storyteller, you always kind of, like, you always manage to kind of, like, fit in as, like, the fourth, the fifth player, Where all of us feel comfortable taking the ball from you, throwing it back to you, or, like, passing it from ourselves. Like, even not just, like, one thing I've noticed in a lot of campaigns, like I feel like it's a problem, is like sometimes characters won't feel comfortable passing to each other, so they feel like I have to pass back to the GM first and then have it pass to somebody else. Whereas like that doesn't happen here. I can have a scene where I'm like, oh hey, Fox is doing this thing. Yo, Ma, what are you doing right now? Or yo, Doc, can we talk real quick? And you all are just like, okay, I'm in the scene now. What's up?
Yeah.
And like that again makes the whole table just a lot easier to make this like this show, this story of ours easier to tell.
Hey, call someone up.
Yeah.
What are you
Yeah.
doing?
Anything else? Dan, you got something?
Not really. It's kind of weird to think this is over now. Like,
Yeah.
Right?
because like
Holy crap.
this was like we started this at like the beginning of the year, didn't we?
Technically, our first
like-
session was December of last year.
Oh yikes.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's almost
Yeah, I
been
remember 'cause it
a
was
full
in
year.
Almost a full year.
I know we started talking about it around
it's
now,
like-
actually.
Yeah, that's what I'm
This
saying. Like,
campaign
it's
is-
this.
Yeah, it's like this
I
campaign
picked
and
up
this
his
channel
book
is
at like early November, late October last year. That's
Yeah.
when I bought this.
But like you're saying, go ahead.
Mhm.
I don't know. I don't know. I was
Uh,
just thinking it's like this campaign and this
Mhm.
channel is like how I met Tate and how I met Joe and how I met like Ollie and Molly and all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, same.
Shit. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like, it's
I
weird
think
to think how many things have changed since we started this
Uh-huh.
campaign.
you know what? I think a big shout out to also people in chat, like Sir Heck and Ollie and Molly, and just
And purple.
it's been great
and-
sharing this with
We're
you
all in
guys. And
chat, too.
Purple,
Yeah.
Shout out to us.
yeah,
Yeah.
shout out to us.
No, legit.
Uh,
like Purple and Tim and Theo and Ali Molly and Magic and Mr. Saito and Embry, Eggshon. Like, holy fuck. There's so many people. Like, it's kind of weird because like I feel like I'm approaching that moment where it's like once this ends, like once we're done with like this stream and like even like the post stream call, like there will come a moment where it's like tonight or tomorrow I'll like sit back and like look at the Twitch, look at the server, and kind of just like, huh, this is where we're at in like a year. Like kind of like survey the landscape in the
Mhm.
aftermath, you know, survey the kingdom as it were. And it's like,
Yeah, we're definitely gonna do a post stream like conversation
Of,
like as an
yeah.
organization and see what's up.
like it's just so like, I don't know, it's just mind-boggling to think like, I remember when we like this I tell everyone like this came from like us saying like, hey, I found the Cyberpunk Red PDF online because someone was like nice enough to buy me a copy, and I was like, this is a dope ass system. Hey, y'all want to play this? And then that became like, oh no, I don't really want to run this because I love this system and want to play in it. Hey, Tate, person I've played like one shot with and who I've gotten kind of cool with, you want to run the system for me and my friends? And like Tate was just like, yeah, okay, fuck it, whatever. Like,
Well, see, I remember it as we all got together, like, yeah, we definitely want to play this, and just we were all saying like, oh, I'd love to play a character in this, and I was sitting here like, I mean, I have an idea, but everyone else's ideas sound so much more nuanced and interesting, and like, I also do really love this system, and I'm such a mechanics nut. I'm like, I'll run it.
yeah, and that kind
Because
of
you're like, oh, I have this cool idea, and I'm like, that does sound like a cool idea. Fuck it. I'll learn a system I've never played before, so I can run it for you guys.
yeah,
Let's go.
and like it went from that to being like, hey, do y'all maybe want to like record and or stream this like this game and like make it like a thing we like put out for people? And like, you know, a couple sessions in that became like, hey, do y'all want to start a Discord and do another show and do another show and do some one shots? And like, I don't know, it just rapidly spiraled into whatever we are now, you know? And like, I don't know, like that's pretty awesome. Like I like really am happy that like this is blossomed out of what was just like a random idea we had someday. And like props to all of you, and again to Joe who's not here with us, but props to him too. And like
Yeah.
like
Oh yeah.
for
Dude, he grew so
That's one
much.
thing,
Oh
like,
my God,
I
yeah,
know this
like-
was like I know it was outside of anyone's control, including his, but like that's the one thing like I wish like was
Yeah,
different about
but, you
this campaign,
know.
is I
Yeah.
wish he could have stayed on.
yeah, that's kind of the
Miss
one
you,
thing that like
Joe.
yeah, we miss you so much, Joe, and like it's the one thing that kind of like God, it's the one thing where it's like, man, if I stabilize my schedule so much and or decide to not do one of the 2 campaigns I'm doing, I'd love to just get our same group together back again for some other campaign, even if it's not Cyberpunk. I don't care
Mhm.
what system, just like this same group, the same 5
Mhm.
people, just for something else. Like I don't know, even if it's just like I don't know, maybe in like if we decide to, like maybe if we can grab Joe, maybe like in the time between now and we start doing like our new
Mhm.
campaigns, we do like a quick little like 4 or 5 week like mini campaign of some random like D&D or something. I don't know, who knows, maybe.
Mhm.
But like the same group, like Tate GMing and us 4 as players, I would love to just bring the same group back for something, because this group was lightning in a bottle. Like it was fun, and like
It was very fun.
I've loved this campaign, this experience, and like this story, and I've loved how like not just like the character I built grew, but like I as a person, as a role player, grew. Like I became a better person, and like I felt players. I felt places where like I don't know. I just like I grew. Like I wanted to be a better person. I guess already. Like like or I wanted to be like a better role player because of how much I wanted this show to work. I don't know. Like
Yeah.
I'm super happy about this, and again I feel so many
And,
weird feelings about like this campaign ending, but I'm also just so happy that we did this. Like.
Well, and to Radiant Games' point, he's like claiming the reunion tour. If we get the chance and we might do some one-shots revisiting this setting, some of these characters. Like you said, Joe his schedule wouldn't work out anymore, but if that ever changes, I definitely would love to sort of tie up the end of his narrative.
What happened to
With
Dion?
maybe these characters or maybe other characters helping him, because it's a thing that happens in real life. People sometimes start their story with some group of friends and end their story with another. So
Which is
Yeah.
the
it'd
reality.
be fun to see. What I'd like to do is
The session opens
keep-
and we start with, here's the 5,000 things that everyone else in the party pushed onto you while you were away.
although I'd like to have my players sort of sign off, and we'll do some announcements at the end here. But
Oh man. Well,
Yeah.
Man.
folks, I don't know how it's possible that any of you could be here and not know who I am by now, but in case you're somehow new here, I'm Young Foxy, also known as Big Foxy, aka your favorite fox. I can be found on the Twitter sphere at Big Foxy. That's BIG_FOXXII. I don't go on right-wingers. I slay fascists. It's a good time. Come hang out with me. I, for the past year, have been playing the cantankerous, charismatic, and often copulating Fox the Fixer. This character has become such a part of me that I'm feeling a weird space knowing that I might not be playing him for a bit. So, thank you all for allowing me to tell a story of someone who definitely reflects a part of my own story. Stay tuned for seeing more of me in other places. I can be found over on TPK Roleplay for Cold Hands, Warm Hearts, on Critical Misses for Forest and Flame, here on Neon Lights Roleplay for the Seven Sons, and for future campaigns coming up. I'm going to keep it pushing so we can start getting ourselves out of here. But thank you guys for so very much. So many wonderful things. I'll see you guys later.
All right, I guess it's me.
Yeah.
yep.
Well, it's me, Michelle. I don't social media, so we're gonna.
For the last time, a netrunner doesn't have social media. You can't
She's-
find them on the internet. They find you.
She's not real. Don't perceive her. I'm going to miss saying that.
Damn.
She's in
Well,
other
well,
campaigns.
yeah. You know,
We'll find other jokey ways of talking about her
Yeah,
lack of social media. It's fine.
It's like this is like the origin of that joke, you know?
It's true.
Oh.
Yep. Well, I played Lynx, our netrunner, who cannot be found because she is a fucking shadow,
She's not
like
real.
her namesake. Damn. Yeah. Well, man, if Lynx is just a very interesting character for me, cause she's kind of me.
That happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know,
It really
socially
do be
awkward.
Like that.
Can be found more on the computer than not.
Mm-hmm. no
Um,
social media.
yeah, and no social media. But making sure that this idiot over here, cough. Am I pointing in
You
the
just
right direction?
pointed at Tate on the
Okay,
Discord.
this
Ah.
idiot over here.
Although on stream, you're just pointing off.
Point up.
This one?
Yeah.
Well, no. Technically for stream, you were right to coin the second time.
This way?
Yeah, technically
Yeah.
that's right.
Well, I
for
make sure
stream.
this idiot eats.
She keeps me
takes
alive
care of
sometimes.
themselves.
It does happen.
Yeah. Shit. I guess now that it's over, you can find me on Seven Sons and my own rotating one-shot campaign that I am the GM of. Yeah, A Blade's Will.
We made sure you
Uh,
get more Michelle. We made sure of it.
Heaven and
Yep.
Earth, or Heaven and Steel actually. But wow, yeah. Been an adventure. Holy shit. I have only GM'd a
Mhm.
couple of times, and I'm hopefully getting better every time I
I mean,
do a
you're
new
already
session.
really good, so
Yeah.
yeah.
You're getting better and better.
I have two very good
backup players and co-GMs,
Backup
I guess.
GMs,
Stop.
co-GMs,
We
role
just-
models.
We just throw
all of those
ideas at you.
things.
Shut up.
I mean, to be fair, most of my techniques I got from you two, so.
That's what a good DM does, is borrow.
Listen,
Anyways,
Great
Dan,
one, Steve.
Dan the man.
Yo.
Yeah.
I'm Lan the Dan, and for the last time, I have been Doc Huckabee, the most straight-laced and probably most murder-opposed of the group, which has usually been the source of the dramatic tension between me and the other party members. If you want to find me for whatever reason, you can. I have a Twitter at Lan the Dan, and I am gonna be back here whenever we do our next Seven Sons episode, where I play a floating possessed suit of armor, and my newly found baby bloat whale that has not been officially named, but some people
But
have
you're
made
leaning towards
suggestions.
popcorn? You're leaning towards popcorn. I
I'm
bet.
okay with
Popcorn, Floaty McFloatface. There's a lot
If
of
those
good
are the two
options.
options, be real, Foxy. Between those two options.
Please pick popcorn between those two.
Anyways, yeah, my name's Tate Washburn. I have been the game maestro for this. It's been a hell of a ride, honestly. Like, I was not sure I could put this all together, and with the support of some players that gave me great material and pushed me to do something more inventive and interesting, it's been fun, honestly. You can find me at kinda_writing on Twitter, where I'm mostly either being sarcastic or talking about something really technical and boring about like game design, or sometimes I'm just sharing cute or dumb or fun memes. Usually that's it. What you really should do is follow the Twitter for this channel, Neon Lights Our Play, where we actually like announce things and talk about our next campaigns, and it's where I'm going to be talking about my next campaign. It's called The Violet Sea. It's going to be a fantasy on floating islands over a gas giant planet that has about the technology level of World War I-ish, and it's going to be adventures and pirates and a lot of crazy bullshit that I've thrown together that I think is really fun and cool. I will announce casting and stuff for that later.
It is seeming to be most likely the place you might see me next as a player on Neon Lights, outside of maybe every now and then popping into a Blades Will.
Yep. We haven't nailed down the cast, but definitely Foxy and our friend Lucian have showed great interest in playing in it, so...
We'll see.
Hell yeah.
Oh my god, I could share a table with Lucian. Oh,
Yeah.
please.
Look, Lucian messaged me personally as like, hey, I really want to be in this. You got space for this? I'm like, I got space for you anytime, buddy. You're at the top of the short list.
If
Let's go.
both of those two are in there, I might.
We will see what the casting is.
Talk.
You should definitely also go to our Discord, because if you get onboarded as a player, then you have an option of trying to be in this game, which again is fantasy magic pirates and airships and floating islands, and I like don't know how else to pitch you this campaign.
I mean, pirates, though.
The pitch is join, motherfuckers. Let's get in here. Let's go. Let's do it. Let's go.
Magic pirates.
Little Indiana Jones flavor, since there's probably going to be some tomb delving and stuff too. This is just going to be everything.
We love a good
This is going to be
tomb
nuts.
Tomb delving.
This is gonna be
I
nuts.
wonder where you got that idea.
Okay, now that's uncalled for. All right. Anyways.
I didn't even make the joke, and it's my campaign.
Right? Anyways,
Oh, man.
but yeah.
Yeah.
It feels emotional being like, hey, this is the last time, but
I just
we've
want to, if I
been
could, like,
Neon Nights
yeah,
Delights.
if I could offer one last parting thought, just like, if I could say that,
Yeah.
I like this campaign has definitely been a thing that's gotten me through like some real rough days and weeks. I can recall plenty of Sundays where I woke up and I'm just like, fuck, I feel like ass and I don't want to deal with anything, but we got Cyberpunk today. And like that feeling every session coming off where it's like, man, I'm so glad I played today. Like, I thank you all. Like, thank you all for this, like, so much, you know? I can't wait to see you all in future tables. I cannot wait to share table space with you all and know that I'm saying this from the bottom of my heart. There is never a moment in my life where I would not want to share a table with any of you ever again.
No.
Please know that. If there is nothing else, I guess we should probably find us a raid target, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have anyone on my list, but my list is much shorter, so
Yeah, me neither.
Nat 30's live. We'll throw it over to them.
Let's do it.
yeah, let's give it to them. Nat 30, I like that
All
name.
right, we'll throw it over to the Nat 30s. Tate, sign us off.
Like I said, this has been Neon Night City Lights, the actual play Cyberpunk Red game, and thank you guys so much for being here with us to experience this. It's been great. We'll see you, chat.
Take care, folks. And remember, I don't know.
The winner is you.
There we go. I'll take that.
That is someone else's outro.
Anyway, for one last time, as I end all of my campaigns off of, a goodbye.